don't get Streamlabs lately. It has been doing this thing where I'll like get all the title and description shit set up and all that stuff, and basically we'll say it's like, you need to check your account sounds, failed to broadcast, and then I'll literally just do it again, and then it does it. I really don't get it. It's a little confusing to me. But whatever. Anyway, let's see. Oh, that felt good. Damn. Ooh. Here, get some music on. Hey, Papa. Sitting there being all cute. Sweet little thing. Doggo's just too cute for his own good. Too sweet. Just too sweet. I definitely do got some treats for you. Emotional support husky? I am. At least I tend to be sometimes. It's been 5 minutes since it popped in there. How's it going? How to be and what do? Yeah, man, just about to pull up a little bit of background music here, too. So it's not just total dead silence. Yeah, there we go. Okay, sweet. The manatee passes as quickly from the collective attentions of DFF fan base as quickly as he popped back. The hair's getting long, Kippy. Yeah, it's been pretty long for a while, but I did just take a shower not so long ago, so my shit's probably all poofed out too. And plus I've just been having a little bit more of a emphasis to just kind of let it hang out more. Plus it looks really good with the hat. Oh yeah, that explains it. Yeah, I mean, usually because especially at work, I always have it tied up in the back, so usually I never have really an excuse to just let it all out. But now I'm just letting it out. The only thing I usually tie up now at this point normally is just this shit up here. That's the only thing that stays tied up. But that's just mostly to keep the shit out of my face. I don't know if you checked out any of the like live videos I've been uploading in the past like month or two, but I've been checking out like a lot of really cool like punk bands and different little like kind of like ska punk bands and shit lately. And there's just been like a lot of really awesome badass shows that have been going on around up here. I don't know yeah where you're at regionally, but I know Safe Ferris is doing some big tours, and at least is gonna be touring with the Hub Stompers. Which both of those bands are really good. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, another one that is really good for like skacore or slash like ska punk is Los Malabados. Especially where the hat comes from. I saw them at July 4th at a punk show called Setsfest and got a hat there. And then when I saw Safe Ferris, or the opener for the other two bands, and got myself a bandana and a shirt and a few other things for them. They're just like quickly becoming like my local, you know, like my most favorite local band so far lately. And they got another show where they're opening for Fishbone on the 29th. Lately it's just been like really vibrant year for music and shit lately this year. I felt like that entire sentence was very super redundant. Now that I just processed what I just said. But, nah, but either way, it's like this year has been really lively, really lively for like a lot of the music scenes this year and shit. I don't know if it's just regionally up here or not, but it seems like this year has been like the year where a lot of music's been popping off lately. different scenes being live, livened up, kind of revived in a way, and all that shit. Definitely feels good. So I have the ears for all sorts of things. It really is, honestly. Like, up here in Portland, during the summer, there's, like, kind of a bigger event that is more tied into smaller events called, Pedalapalooza. It's tied into, like, the Naked Bike Ride that's up here in Portland. It's tied into Loud and Lit and all these other bike rides. And, you know, and even then, like, those, you know, those bike rides have been, like, pretty exceptionally lively. You got a lot of accolades for music at this Rainbow Gathering. Fuck yeah. Yeah, I really need to especially kind of get into a little bit of folk stuff and honestly kind of get myself into punk and shit more. I kind of have like this like power metal music project I want to do, but I might not really hold it off, but at least, you know, to try to get more of my music juices working again and kind of do some more like media punky stuff. There's also a black and white printed and laminated photo of me from last year, so I was at the info booth. Oh, that's pretty cool. Fuck yeah. Oh. You know, since we're kind of speaking about, like, music and punk and your shit, I should actually show off a little bit of, Los Malhablados. Like, I've shown them a few times already, but they, have, like, a few, I guess technically music videos. They're not really music videos, but they're just kind of, like, videos of them doing live session at a local, I think production / like, record / like, you know, jam label, locally around here called Bridge City Sessions. They actually got some really, really good music on here, too. At least for their originals. I'm trying to see which one I should pull up. At least do it after the song. Oh, speaking of, we never even really got too much about that manatee. What has the manatee been doing lately? I'm kind of curious about that old fart. And honestly, the last time I remember, like DFF at least talking about the manatee, they kind of have a theory that that guy might honestly be a little bit of a lush, like an alcoholic lush. Like a lot of those like big 2-liter sodas and teas and juices that you might have, like, you know, in the background, those are mixed drinks. Those are mixed in with some vodka or some whiskey or something. Which honestly would explain his kind of like, I'm just kind of doing that situation. It would kind of explain that too a little. And, you know, and when they mentioned it, I was like, you know what? Dude, there is definitely got to be some truth to that. I don't know if he's like, you know, hardcore like sloshing himself out with that. I think he might just be kind of sipping it and just kind of keeping like a buzz, you know, consistently. Seems like he's just like one of those dudes where he just like is always on like a constant level of drunk, but never really enough to be fucked up. He definitely seems like he's that guy. Oh my god, that fucking dog, dude. Yeah, get some stuff to kind of pull up to kind of check out too in the meantime. Let's see what little shit's happening for today. Wasn't really too much. It's not that, yeah, I've seen. My friend Rip City finally found out about Marjorie. I'll do this too. There we go, cool. Go. This weed I got is pretty nice. It can be a little harsh at times, but it's simply just called twang. I like it. It's not like super harsh, at least initially, but once like freshly ground up, it like hits you really hard. Yeah, let's just cruising for the tube, huh? Oh shit. Hassan had Marianne Williamson like at his house. Dude. Fuck yeah, I might actually check that out. Cool. That's actually pretty dope. I've always been a fan of Marianne Williamson. Definitely hope that, you know, she at least, you know, makes enough of a wave to kind of help, kind of pressure Biden at least a little bit. I know that, at least with, like, at least with, like, RFK in the mix, I mean, that really probably isn't likely. And with Biden not really looking to do debates or anything. It doesn't really seem likely, but, you know, whatever. I'm more, like, kind of inclined for, like, Cornel less at this point, but, you know, either way, I support both of them at this rate. Have fun trying to get through there?
Outdoor lights are figured, but maybe we'll put one in. Right?
I think he just wants to just like be there.
Yeah, he wants to annoy me. That's just
So I mean, I think it is now. I think
I tried to get him back to go in the yard, go potty.
I guess today you just didn't have
You're
to.
in the door, you just doesn't want to move. Give me the big puppy dog eyes. I'm just like, okay.
I mean, he's just been a little goof today. He just doesn't want to go outside. I tried before I went to work and on my breaks, and no.
Yeah, I tried before I read out the
He just
He
didn't want to do anything today. He's a lazy fuck.
Hang it out in the bathroom.
Like a weirdo.
In the door, just like, stretch your feet out, close the door, and just like, no, I don't want to go out. Okay.
The dog's just like, no. I'll stay in here.
Okay.
It's just a silly little fluff.
Well, it might be a bit before.
Well,
But
I guess all in all for him, he didn't really care too much. He was fine with it. He's just weird. Like, sometimes he just wants to be in those corners. I mean, for the most part, that's what he likes to do. It's just weird.
I'm not worried. Sometimes that's what I want to do. I just want to hang out in the corner by myself. Well, not a corner, but somewhere.
Right, yeah, I'm just somewhere.
I'm much more of a wilderness person. Cities kind of creep me out a little bit. When I creep me out, but I'm just like, I don't really like cities.
Don't like the urban jungle of city life. I mean, I'm okay with it. I mean, I'm kind of both. I kind of like the best of both worlds, where I want to like have, you know, my like settle down spot be like in the wilderness, but if I want to, it can be, you know, within like an hour or so from the
spots of the world. There's like one you watch real close.
Yeah, and also I want it, yeah, but I also want to be like an hour's drive or less away from the city, you know.
It's like half an hour's walk, you know, from where I used to live by Merrimack. Remember you went up that big steep hill?
Well, yeah.
That's where we ran around the corner of the cliff.
What, those cliffs? Yeah, it was
just down to the right, there is the most beautiful spot ever.
Yeah. At least, you know, from...
I mentioned it. I'm not sure if I did or not. I might have mentioned that.
I mean, I was a little kid. I ain't sure Shane can remember that.
My dad's all freaking out.
Why the fuck did...
I'm not sure if it's safe for him to go up there.
Was it just because he was worried about my safety? Because honestly, I was already halfway up, like, getting to those, like, I was literally, I was, like, almost to the straight, like, ledge cliff itself, like, by the time I saw you.
I wanted to make sure you knew where the path was.
Yeah, because I was probably just gonna, like, climb up to the edge of the cliffs and just probably find some spot to just kind of sit there and wait for you, honestly. That was probably what was gonna be my goal. I wasn't gonna go try to climb the whole thing. I was just gonna...
It's obvious because it's such a well-known trail, although when we went up there, it wasn't so well-known.
Yeah.
You know, no one that lived there had kids, teenagers, especially teenagers and stuff.
Well, nowadays, I mean, yeah, there's going to be a lot of kids exploring that area. Well, also, there's just been more development, too. Like that, like, I mean, last time I saw Google Maps pictures of that area, like, it's a lot more developed now. So there's a lot more, like, you know, single-family housing and stuff like that there. So there's just going to be more people with their kids and shit like that. So I guarantee you there's going to be
there's nothing.
Yeah. I remember even when we were there, like, you know, a lot of those neighborhoods that are there now, like, most of that wasn't even developed. I think they probably had the roads there.
Yeah, they had Rimrock Road.
Mm-hmm.
When I moved there, they had Rimrock
And then they had, like, that little side road.
Oh, yeah, the frontage road.
Yeah.
The gravel one.
Gravel one, yeah. And nowadays they developed it. Now it's developed, but back then it was a gravel road.
Back then, yeah, it was just a gravel road, and every once in a while you had a little spot where you could turn on and off.
Yeah. Nowadays that area, I know what you're talking about, that little area, that little gravel road's developed, and, you know, those little spots in between are now little houses. They're not like huge ones, but they're decent little houses.
First moved there from Merrimack Road, there was nothing.
Yeah.
On the other side of the road, it was
just like, yeah, it was just fields and stuff, yeah.
Until you got to the rim.
Yeah. Now you have to find, like, you know, I'm sure there's probably a little side trail that leads to those rims now.
That, yeah, there's a couple here and there houses across the road. But then suddenly, boom, bunches of houses, and then there's a gap, and you know, and you see, eventually, you look at, okay, you can't just go online, you have to like go downtown to the courthouse, get the planning stuff, and look, you know, the plot map, what it's going to look like in the future, look at it, and it's like, okay, that's what's happening. They're putting in subdivisions. And then they stuck that big, ugly ass, well, it's kind of pretty, but...
What, that church?
Yeah, that Mormon church.
Oh, dude, ugh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's fucking annoying.
That could be fine in a field or something, but right there before that beautiful cliff, as I've seen all my life, I'm just like...
you know those, yeah, you know those tax-exempt fucking weirdos, you know, who did that as a way to be like, oh, look at this pristine, beautiful view that God has bestowed us, even though we planted ourselves yet.
They're thinking that could make it better as a big, huge, white spire so no one could see it. See the archer.
Yep. I hate that shit so much. It's like there's already like 8,000 churches per mile in this fucking country as it is. No matter where you go.
If they wanted to make a spectacular point, although it'd be annoying, but it would have pissed me off. You know, it's just decided to put it right there below King's Point, that's that great big ass rock.
Yeah.
On top of it.
I mean, at least
I wouldn't do it. Why'd I do it like some medieval Gothic?
Gothic style, like a castle almost.
Huge, you know, like cathedral type of thing.
Like a European castle cathedral.
That looked cool, because, you know, no matter where you are in Village, you can see King's Point.
Yeah.
Unless there was something in the way, but like a building through downtown, you really can't see it. But you're like, that'd be cool if a big Gothic cathedral on top of it.
Yeah. I'm just like so over. I'm just honestly just over church architecture. Like, I mean, there's so much of it all over the place. It's just like, I mean, especially like in the more rural you go, and like in the more like rural areas in southern Midwest places, there like every little town has like 3 fucking churches. Like even around here, there's like a fucking church per half mile. There's like 4 of them within a mile radius just in this little neighborhood alone. There's, you know, one down the road, there's one just right over there, and there's like at least 1 or 2 more. There's that one that's also preschool. Like, so at least 4 or 5 within less than a mile's radius. So I mean, you know, it's like there's so fucking many of them, and it just, I just get more annoyed by it now more so these days.
People, I don't care if people want to go to church, fine.
It's not really that. I mean, it's just like there's literally just like one every block. It's just like, I mean, just have one and there you go. I mean, I don't know.
The crowd. You don't want to your church?
That and they need to be fucking taxed. So like, I mean, like this whole idea of them being fundamentally tax exempted and shit is just bullshit.
Yeah, I'm just saying if that many people want to go to that many churches, then let them. Not use a clip. It's like,
It's like at the very minimal, they just need to be fucking.
You know, it's
well,
kind of like a free enterprise capitalism thing. You know, it's like,
well, a lot of the problem about it is that a lot of the problem about it is that they're like, well, a lot of it is just like the fact that they're tax exempt, so they are, you know, they basically are able to like, you know, launder a lot of the money via their flock and shit to afford a lot of these extravagant, you know, like churches and buildings shit, like a lot of these televangelists and prosperity gospel types.
Yeah, when I was a kid,
at very minimal, they need to at least be fucking taxed, because then they would at least, you know, be fucking limited about, like, how much they could be fucking exploiting their flock with this shit, because a lot of these type of churches are basically built just strictly around that.
No, that's what they're just, I don't know, from the national church, I guess, but they had a church, we went to it. No one really, just like a couple bills, a handful of coins every Sunday. I can't wonder how they keep that running like that. But
well, you're not really gonna.
Once I think back on it, how do you keep that running? Well, you got lots of people still.
Well, it's just accounting. Like, I mean, especially like the bigger the enterprise of the shit.
National church.
Well, I mean, if they're a national organization, then yeah, they got like accountants and they got like a whole fucking institution backed on that shit.
Yeah, they throw in the money, I guess, and have the buildings.
And if they're national, then they probably got millions and millions and millions of fucking like untaxed dollars just, you know, being used and funneled into a lot of these, you know, churches and a lot of the fucking passive preachers and shit. I mean, it's just like, that's my main problem with like religious stuff. Just like, it's not even like, it's like the idea of, you know, the whole separated church and state isn't even really like existent. Like, because so much, you know, because they get like a lot of, you know, organizational churches or like organizational religions specifically, you know, get tax exempt status and get special privileges, you know, and shit in comparison to literally anything else. Like, I mean, so it's just like with that shit, it's like that's not really a separation of church and state, because now at that point you're putting, you know, religious privileges above everything else. So, like, that's not a, you know, that's not, at least, you know, in theory, what secular is supposed to be about.
We should get out of paying taxes. I figure we can form a religion so we're tax exempt. Either that or we can have our...
Well, it has to be recognized by the... I mean, the thing is, it has to be recognized by the federal government. Like, not every religion is recognized by it.
We can always change our last name to Biden.
That's not how it works. There's plenty... that's... if it was that easy, then
That's a joke. Well,
I know the joke, but if it was that fucking easy, I mean, shit, you don't think I'd at least be taking a little advantage of that? I mean, because, yeah, I'd at least be doing that at least a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I'd be taking advantage of that, too.
I'd just be the fucking Robin Hood about it. I'd just be more Robin Hood-esque.
Oh, it's easy if it's like a couple hundred here, a couple thousand there, but if we get like 5 million, it kind of gets somebody's attention.
Depends on what you do with it. Or, like, you know, depends on, like, you know, overall what is happening. I mean, because if you're, like, because at this point, I mean, at this point, like, I mean, like, 5 mil, you're literally barely a blip, but, like, there's literally only, like, 22 million some Americans that have $1 million or more. That's just in the single digits. Like, they're, like, you know, those who really got the attention and call shots and shit like that, they make, like, hundreds of millions of dollars, if not more, and shit. So someone making, like, someone making, like, 5 mil or 1 mil here and there, I mean, maybe regionally they might get some attention from some more regional, like, associates to bigger name motherfuckers and shit, but
dollars nowadays isn't that much.
That's what I mean. Like, you know, because there's a lot of people that, yeah, got, like, you know, a little less than $1 million or about $1 million or something, but are barely a fucking blip on any radar or really on any metric.
Yeah, when I was a kid, you know, if you had $1 million, today's dollars would be, who knows, 50, 100 million, something like that.
I don't think so. It'd probably be more like,
I'm just guessing.
It'd probably be maybe, I mean, quarter, $1.5 million, maybe. I mean, it wouldn't be that much of a big jump. I mean, I'm not too sure. I don't know what the, you know, inflation rate or like what the dollar value would be back then in the course of the day. So I mean, but I'd think it wouldn't be that like huge of a jump.
The early 70s.
Yeah, like early 70s. Yeah.
Gas was less than 50 cents a gallon.
Well, I mean, a lot of it was just because of like inflationary factors. I mean, realistically, the value of all that shit is still technically that price, but I mean, it.
All kinds of fun stuff.
I mean, it's all fiat currency anyway, so really the value of it's only based off of, like, you know, how we all just, like, agreed to the value. I mean, you know, realistically, if we wanted to, you know, we can make our, you know, the value of our dollar, you know, more or less, you know, depending on whatever, basically, you know, whatever type of decision, you know, could be, you know, made, like, economically.
You always want to have some gold. You know, that's your bug out emergency.
That's, I mean, it's used too much. It's like, not really, because it's used too much in utilitarian needs, like for electronics, for a lot of various different tech, for a lot of manufacturing. Like, gold isn't really that valuable as, like, a currency at this point. It's, like, more valuable as, like, you know, a resource to use for, you know, other things, like manufacturing and tech. That's where it's more valuable.
It pretty much holds its own as far as, like, a long time ago, let's say.
I mean, it's like gold's still valuable, but I mean, realistically, it's not going to really have its weight in gold, you know what I mean? It's, ironically enough, it wouldn't be worth its weight.
Let's say like a real nice card or something. And it's like, okay, you buy it with some gold. And then, just many years later, once you're out of the medieval age and into the modern age, you want to buy like a real hot sports car. It'll cost you pretty much the same amount of gold as it would in the medieval age.
I mean, it's...
Or if you want like a certain amount of food. So
I mean, it's like...
Food's a bad example, because the prices go up and down depending on the weather and the crop and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, at least with, like, a fiat, it's basically just, like, you know, arbitrary on the value. Like, it's basically, I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's all from construct at that rate. Like, I mean, that's why I like the idea of, like, you know, at least as an example, to deal with something like, for inflation, for example, it could be, like, mint $1 trillion coin or some shit like that. Which would technically actually be helpful, like, in a sense, at least when it comes to addressing inflation. That's why, you know, fiat currency...
Keep going, that won't be too...
I mean, honestly, it's been considered. Like, people have actually advocated the idea of maybe minting $1 or $2 trillion coins as a way to help adjust with inflation and shit, which would technically help. I mean, you know, obviously we don't know all the ramifications of what could happen for something like that, but, you know, it's argued that it'd be more positive than negative.
Spending and giving out money, and those inflations will go down.
I mean, it's just like where it needs to go to specifically. Like, if it was going to, you know, like, you know, things that actually benefited the common person and, you know, things that would help uplift the average person.
Completely fucked up.
It's been like that.
First with the pandemic.
It's been fucked up for way longer. It's been a precedent that's been set for way longer than now. Like, it's not a short-term thing. It's been, like, you know, a long-term thing for quite a while. Like, Biden's just literally doing nothing more than just, like, keeping business as usual.
I remember Reagan, and he got the economy kicking off, and then after that, I'm not sure, it just kind of like,
Yeah, because all he did was just bail out the corporations and busted up a lot of fucking unions that actually helped, you know, gain a lot of the, like, mobility and economic mobility people had.
Reagan, I'm not sure after that. Who was after Reagan? Ford or something?
No, it wasn't Gerald Ford. It was, I think, no, it wasn't Carter. No, it was Clinton, I think. No, it wasn't Clinton. Who the fuck was it? Yeah, you're right. What the fuck? No, it was H.W. Then, it was H.W. Then it was Carter.
Yeah, it was Bush,
and then it was Clinton, and then it was then Bush.
Carter was first.
No,
Carter was before Reagan.
Yeah, he was in the 70s. Yeah. You're making me confused now.
And then there was Reagan and Bush. And I think, gee, presidents, I know there has to be more in there. It seems like.
All I know is that during.
And then there was Clinton, and then there was the other Bush, and that was at 9/11.
And then it was Obama, then it was Trump, and then it was Biden.
Obama, and then Boopin.
Fucking Boomhauer.
God,
At least it ain't Cheeto Dale Gribble. At least it ain't Cheeto Shackelford. Rusty Cheetoford.
I guess things repeated, so I didn't realize that the economy was kind of like this way back. Like when I was in grade school.
Honestly, we're more in like the neo-Gilded Age. Like, so we're pretty much like at like the economic status of like the Gilded Age at this point. And honestly, it's way fucking worse at that rate.
Yeah.
The amount of like corporate takeover and a lot of like just like utter like revocation of like a lot of rights and a lot of you know, liberties that especially like workers have and shit when it comes to like, you know, stability of housing and economic stability and social mobility and shit. It's just pretty much gone, and we're, you know, a lot of that is resorted back towards like Gilded Age status and shit at this point. Like, I mean, like, it's at a point where in the next 2 weeks, if UPS doesn't come to agreement with their Teamsters unions and shit, and all of them start going on strike, with SAG-AFTRA, with the WGA, and with, like, all these other, like, kind of little smaller local regional unions that are doing their things, and with the UPS strike, it would literally be the biggest, like, national U.S. strike in history since, like, probably like the 1920s, or since like about the Gilded Age. Like, I mean, like a lot of the conditions now are pretty much back at around that time, especially when it comes to worker disenfranchisement.
Trying to find like that middle ground.
I mean, in a way, that's kind of why, you know, unions are there in the first place, to make sure that, you know, everyone at least has a fair shake and there's at least a middle ground that everyone can have and no one gets fucked.
Too much, their business will fold and no one will have a job.
I mean, well, I mean, at this point, well, the thing is, it's not even really true, because, like, a lot of these movie studios, like, one of the executives literally said, we're going to starve this strike out. We're going to starve them out. We don't care how much, you know, we lose and shit, because we'll just starve these people and make them homeless. Like, he basically went, like, cold blood, callous fucking mode with it. To the point where, Yeah, it was a business. I forgot his exact name, but he was one of the studio executives for one of the big movie production companies. He's not like a CEO. He's like an executive for one of them.
The actor strike.
Yeah,
Which I think that the big thing is with the AI.
Well, yeah, that's honestly one of their main things that they're, advocating for is, at least having some sort of reverence pay and actual, like, rights to some, to the use of some of that shit.
So you could take the images.
Yeah, because one thing that, one thing,
and you put it on a screen.
Right, yeah.
And they want to say, hey, you're using
our likeness, and yeah, because the thing is,
basically it's me. Everyone knows it's
yeah.
Me. You can see it's me.
Right, yeah.
Although I never.
Yeah, they're asking for.
You can make them do superhuman.
Right, yeah.
It's all like a computer program.
Yeah, and basically the whole.
I want a percentage if they deserve that.
Yeah, because what they were initially what the studio companies offered was like you get paid for the one day that you're there for, needing to be, like so they can take your likeness, and that's it. They'll pay you for the one day, but you don't get any of the royalties or, severance pay from any of the likeness being used for any movies or anything else or anything.
If you're like an extra, you're just like the guy walking across in the background.
Yeah, and also, another thing, and one big thing about
like, hey, throw me a couple bills.
Yeah, because SAG-AFTRA, like a lot of the, because a lot of,
give me $100.
Yeah, because most of the SAG-AFTRA union are a lot of background characters, advertisement dudes, like actually a lot of even relatively big stars, even.
100 movies. Hey.
Yeah, because I forgot her name, but there's this woman who was an actress who was in Orange is the New Black, who was one of the big stars of that TV show. I don't know about the show, I don't really care too much. But basically, most of the actors, and her especially, basically got paid almost like fucking nothing. Like, they would basically purposely like, oh yeah, we'll get paid, it's coming, and blah blah blah, like saying, oh, we got your checks, and they're gonna be coming, and basically just like stealing their wages and just refusing to pay them. And when they did actually get paid, they got paid like barely fucking anything. Like, it was like the equivalent of like getting paid like a couple bucks for like a full day's wage, at my work or something.
Here's your check.
Yeah, here's your check of $5. It's like, fuck you. It's like, I mean,
It's like, oh, he was the nicest guy and everything. And I understand it's not like it was trying to scam me or stuff. I was broke at the time. I mean, he was pretty much broke. Doing a landscape business thing. They give me a check and it's just like, the check bounced.
Oh, because
yeah,
it wasn't like it was pretty much would have made it you overdrawn or something.
No, it's like, okay, it's Friday, go to cash my check. And just like it bounces, I'm just like, shit.
So he gave you like a fake check.
You kick back and like have a couple beers.
So you got like a faulty check, basically.
Hang out, have sex with your mom.
I didn't even know that part. But
it wasn't like he was trying to scam me or anything. It's just like.
But it was just a faulty.
Just trying to.
It was just like an error. It was like there was probably like an error on the check or something, or
a little bit here, and then get the rest later when everything else will get clear. And
make it like back pay or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at least in that sense, it was at least not intentional. But I mean, that type of shit,
the
like
check bounces, it costs you like $30 or something like that because the check bounces, and I don't get any money.
Yeah.
Just like. If you don't think your check is going to get in there in time, just give me like a little bit of it, and then Monday, give me the rest. Enough for me to get through the weekend.
Yeah.
$50 or so. You can give me the other $200 or $300 when I come to work Monday.
Yeah, I wish more.
Issue, just wait another day. I'm cool.
Yeah, I just wish more bosses were, more honest like that shit. Because I mean,
no, that's right. He was. I could tell he was just like, and that's right. Said, well, in less words than that, I'm just like, if you're waiting for stuff to clear, just give me like a little bit, like $50. Give me the rest Monday.
Yeah.
saves you the bounce check charge, and it saves me not getting any money till next Monday.
Alright. I mean, even like at like major corporations, like shit like that has happened. Not for me.
I do very bad at big corporations. The government, it's like I've had lots of government stuff.
It's not even that. It's more like honestly, most of it is like having to deal with like
habilitation center. It's just like the whole government. I go through the whole politics bullshit.
I mean, a lot. It's not even that for me. A lot of it's just having to deal with like corporate specifically with a lot of shit. Because I mean, I've had to like fix a lot of bullshit with my end. Like there's been times where I've had to like I had to get my wages fixed and shit because they're underpaying me in comparison to everyone else. I mean, they still technically are, but it's at a point now where I'm can just, actually, like, sustain myself enough with it. But, well, that too. And also, like, also, with my rep, she's, been, keeping tabs about it and stuff. And I, told her, it's like, it's still, they fixed it mostly. It's a lot closer to what it should actually be, but I mean, but at least right now it's something that I could kind of, sustain myself with, but, I want to at least try to follow up with this at some point, because at least last time I was talking to her, she was kind of having a heavy workload because she had to deal with a few other things at other stores, and, get some people that were some new hires at, our department and some other departments, get their unionization memberships and stuff. So, and, yeah, like, honestly, even for, like, like, the union logistical side of things, I could tell they're kind of like, understaffed a little bit, because, I mean, our rep is basically the only one, like, on the ground kind of running around doing everything, and she doesn't just rep our store, she reps, like, the entire, like, little, like, region that she represents, so that would be, like, also, like, that Valley one, the Woodstock one, like, all sorts of different stores, so she has to, like, run around fucking everywhere, and it's, like, so sometimes I won't see her for like a week or two, or even sometimes for like 3 weeks or something, just because she's going to all these other stores. Sometimes she's at the office having to deal with some other shit. She's having to deal with like other meetings that she goes to, so it's like, I can imagine she's got her fucking plate full of shit.
Yeah, I'd like it with all the store, like a Safeway store. So I keep going to the Safeway here, and let's say I end up going to Billings. I go to the Safeway there. It's nice if it's kind of laid out pretty much the same.
Right, yeah. Well, I mean, none of this. Well, the thing is, none of the store. Well, the thing is, like, I can tell you why that's the case. Like, I actually explain why. Because every single store is set up for, like, the little neighborhood or the little area that's in. So, even though the closest Safeway is basically just, like, across the fucking creekway over here and shit, like, on Woodstock or whatever, like, even though that might be the closest, their layout is, one, bigger, but also way different, even, like, when it comes to the stuff they get and what they get ordered, and, like, they have all their, main generic shit and everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but they also might get certain specific...
People here want a whole bunch of salsa, people over here, a couple miles away, salsa, but they like this...
Right, yeah, and, well, yeah, see, you kind of get the idea a little bit, yeah, because, because, our store's a little smaller. Our store is a little smaller, so we don't have a sushi bar or a setup for sushi or anything like that. But we might get occasionally some people to ask for it. But the one at Woodstock, not only do they have a spot for some sushi and stuff, but they also have a full-on sushi bar there, because people over there ask for a lot more, and and they have to the point they have like full bar set up.
They're up in the Reed College area.
Yeah, and also that area's demographically has got like more of an Asian demographic too a little bit, like especially if you go like near like Division and like go more north, like you got like Fubon and stuff. I mean, which Fubon's actually pretty cool. I like going there. And, but...
Actually, I applied for a groundskeeper job at Reed College. There's something else there, something else close by there.
Oh, I know, well,
yeah, it was groundskeeper.
Yeah, I kind of know, yeah.
One for Reed College, one was for this big apartment complex. Which I probably could have got that one, but the only issue was I'd have to live on site.
Which obviously that was not exactly something you want to do.
Yeah, with you and Chris, I'm just like, I don't think that's going to quite work.
Yeah. I don't think that'd work out
I have a
100%.
wife and a baby.
I mean, I guess you
Well, you
could.
could move up here. I'm just like,
I mean,
we kind of have a house.
yeah, it's like I already kind of have that done and over with now.
I'm just up the road.
So could you make an exception? It's like, well, no.
Now you need to be.
Could you technically be on site, but just like, you know.
Yeah, you wanted somebody that could be on site.
Well, yeah, but like.
So if a pipe broke, I didn't have to like get up, get ready, get in the car, drive all the way.
Yeah, fair enough, I guess. Yeah, that would explain it. But
take care of everything. If I were on site, all I'd have to do is get up
and just like walk to whichever.
You know, go check it out, turn off the water, whatever the issue is, or, you know, run down to the maintenance room, you know, and come back up, take care of it, go back to bed.
Yeah, I guess I would understand it. Because I guess it'd be more like, you know, salary kind of on the clock type of thing, you know, just kind of consistently type of shit.
Yeah, back then, most of them I think were pretty much, you know, your rent's covered type of thing.
I mean, honestly, it wouldn't seem like a bad gig if it was just like a...
You need something else on the side.
Yeah.
You wouldn't need much on the side, but yeah, it's like a free place to live.
Right, yeah. Like kind of, you know, rent with a little supplemental, like rent covered with a little extra supplemental income and, you know, maybe like a little side job, you know, type of thing, you know, like... It seems like, you know, you would have to have like a part-time for something like that.
Each one was different on the way they did it.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure every person had their different setup.
I wasn't real keen on any of those. I'm just like,
Well, they're landlords, so what do you expect? They tend to rub me the wrong way no matter what.
Well, I wasn't the landlord. My dad was the landlord. Lots of places.
Well, he kind of was, because he worked with real estate for a while.
But, yeah, my mom was a hotshot realtor.
At least she wasn't cutthroat and ruthless and horrible. She was actually...
Everyone loved her.
That's what I mean. She wasn't... She actually... Yeah, she was like sweet and wholesome every step of the way of her life and every single possible atomic particle of her.
People up and all the time instead of like trying to like... Oh,
you know, scalp them, you know, for like, you know, extra...
Like, oh, you should do this and this and this. And
actually kind of legit, like, kind of give him a little extra deal and stuff like... Yeah. She was always like that.
She didn't need to, like, be cutthroat or rude or anything like that, you know,
just be the nice grandma type and everyone will love you. Yeah. Pretty much.
Well, there's always people that hate you, but...
Well, I'm sure there's gonna be, like, some asshole, yeah. But, I mean, you know, just because of how, like, sweet she always was and how, like, she always would just kind of break your wall down a little bit of her kindness and stuff, I mean... It, you know, I'm...
The one she complained about the most. She got in a big war with this guy.
Oh no! Wait, a war?
You know, fighting, you know...
Like, I know what you mean, but, like... Do tell. Oh my god. I never thought she would have to, like... basically do the figurative go to war of a motherfucker.
And screaming and insulting each other.
I would never think she would be a...
Nasty messages on the phone. No, she was pretty nice back. This guy was being a real jerk to her.
Okay, but she would actually kind of be the more compassionate, like, I'm gonna say fuck you, but in a very nice way possible. If anything, that shit stings way more than just a bluntness. Sometimes, like, doing some passive-aggressive shit that still says go fuck yourself, but in just a nice way... That stings way more, in a way.
What type of deal do you think this argument was started over?
What?
Beanie Babies!
Oh my god! Fucking Beanie Babies! Oh my god, he can't be... Fucking Beanie Babies? Oh my...
It's not some big $1 million role. It's Beanie Babies.
Oh my god, they had a feud over fucking Beanie Babies. Wow, I almost You know what? I almost commend that.
it all started when
Yeah, how did
my
this?
mom got the inside loop on when the Beanie Baby roamed the buffalo.
Yeah.
So when the whole shipment came in, she got like the whole shipment.
She kind of got the inside word a little bit.
Yeah, she got the whole shipment, and she kept all the roams.
Oh, wait, whoa, wait, hold on.
Now, wait, so when somebody bought a house, she'd hand them out to them.
Okay, okay.
So, you know, she wasn't keeping them to sell them or anything. She was just like...
She was basically kind of like giving them as a gift.
Yeah, there wasn't very meaning. It was
well, like, I mean, you kind of have to think about it a little bit. Like, I mean, if you think about the whole idea of what Beanie Babies are fundamentally about, they're basically meant to be kind of like a marketing gimmick thing. Like, the whole idea was to get, like, you know, a bunch of people into buying them. I mean, my mom was into them, you know. We still have a shitload of them.
Oh, yeah, that's because my mom was a beanie junkie.
And it got my mom into it.
Yeah, well, my mom was a beanie pusher. And Chris,
yeah, and see, that's why Beanie Babies actually have a lot of value, is because the whole idea of the whole Beanie Baby gimmick was reliant on that. And that's also, dude, yeah, your mom was in on that shit. She was probably in the loop because she probably has some connects.
Yeah, now
she probably legit had connects, dude. Oh my god. She was in on the Beanie Baby scheme a little bit, but she was giving them out, though.
Yeah, now they're not worth much more than,
well, honestly, to this day, there's still like a niche.
You had to pay to buy them.
Well, there's like on eBay actually. There's still kind of a niche, you know, collectors culture of them.
Certain rare ones, most of the common ones.
Honestly, I'm sure most of ours are pretty common. I don't think we'd get anything out of them. I'm sure if we have a whole, if we sell them as a.
Chris is giving them away, which is good. And they're up to work closets.
Yeah. Honestly, if there is
Chris
like.
is not here, we can start getting rid of shit.
Well, which we actually really need to start
Usually,
sending.
as soon as we start getting, you know,
which actually,
here, every time something goes, something else comes in.
Well, like actually,
all these beds. What's
well,
all the fucking beds?
I don't fucking know. I don't know. Anyway, but actually, I was about to mention, but like,
we have
start
a whorehouse here. I swear.
Oh my god. Well, shit, we could get extra money that way, I guess. I mean, sex work is sex work. I mean, hey, we'll make sure we're ethical about this. We'll make sure they're tested. We'll send them to Providence to test them, and, you know, the whole shebang.
Yeah, we got some spare rooms.
But I was actually thinking, though, you know, like, because I was trying... oh my god, I'm not going to be able to get my point.
Robert's room, Chris wanted...
She wants to, like, go through it. Like, yeah. I mean, which I understand, actually. I kind of want to go through it, too, myself.
I want to go in there and just...
I mean...
You know, clean a lot of that shit out.
Well, yeah, I mean, most...
Old electronics.
I mean, a lot of it, yeah, most of it is that type of shit.
Bags of crap that's...
Lots of it's old clothes, which, funny enough, at least like a fifth of them are mine. Funny enough, he just jacked them.
Donate down there. Yeah, some of them are probably mine too.
Yeah, which you would jacked. Yeah, so honestly, we're probably gonna find clothes we haven't seen in like years. So that will actually be kind of nice.
Yeah, Chris already took a bunch of them.
Yeah. Oh, but I was thinking like we need to at least set a day aside, you know, where like also my the guy that I'm, you know, going to try to get moved in here, Armando, that you saw the other day, like, yeah, maybe we can have him also come by, because, you know, he can help out a little bit, too, because he's, especially, like, you know, with, you know, labor hands-wise, you know, will easily help out with, like, moving really big, heavy shit and shit. And he's pretty quick about, you know, and OCD a little bit about, you know, getting shit clean, so he'll, like, so he's, like, a kind of a deep scrub dude.
All your dog.
Okay, well, this is like, I mean, this is, well, it's...
Now, somewhere we should have a leaf rake for the yard. That'll probably work fine.
Well, I mean, like, well, what my mom wants to do is just have him move into Robert's old room, which a part of cleaning that out is to clean that main room out, so then we have space to get a bunch of shit from that room out.
Needs to be cleaned.
Well, duh, yeah, that room itself just needs to be cleaned out entirely anyway. Like, it's just, you know, it's just one of those rooms.
Yeah, both the room.
I mean, all in all, it's like one of those things where you have to take, well, like, I mean, it's one...
Touch that without Krista.
Well, Well,
Which sucks.
okay, which I find to be a little bit of bullshit anyway. Like, I'm sure we can easily touch...
Yeah, I could probably throw away 90% of that shit and she'd never even know it.
Well, I mean, it's not really that. I feel like we can at least, deal with, like, a good chunk of that shit and reorganize what, Mom would probably likely want to shift through and at least have that easily accessible. Then all the shit she obviously would likely just be like, yeah, fuck it or whatever, then... Or obviously just shit to toss or something, then we can easily obviously just toss it. Because there's just from the top of everything, in that room, I could just tell that like everything on the very top can obviously just be tossed for the most part. It's just like it's more about just like old, like maybe certain files or maybe like there might be some documents and shit.
Say, but just the stuff underneath, it's mostly bullshit and empty boxes.
Well, I mean, okay, well, you know what I mean, though. Like
Trust me. I know how Krista packs it.
I mean, honestly, I'm pretty sure, like, most of that room now is just, like, not just Mom's pack nonsense, but also just, like, Robert was here, probably me. It's probably a mixture of just, like, a nightmare of everything. It'll get done.
Other than clothes for Robert's room, you just have to get that fucking bed. Get that
You know, why do we? We have like two in there. Like, why do we have so many beds? We can honestly just sell them. We can actually probably sell them for like $50.
Giving them to Chris, they're just like, oh, we gotta do beds.
You know what?
I'm just like, get all beds.
You know what? Let's sell them. Fuck it. You know what? Let's go on the Craig or something. Just sell them.
Yes, TV. No. Don't take anything.
Honestly, like, at least when it comes to these beds, let's just sell them for like $50. It can easily be sold for $50. Let's just fucking do it.
Don't take it.
Just fucking do it. Just sell for $50. Let's do it. It wouldn't be that hard. Easy. It wouldn't be that hard. I guarantee you that, like, all 4 of these mattresses could be sold for $50. Well, at least we should probably keep one just, to keep in Robert's room, just so there's, a spare, like, guest/roommate room.
Yeah, Robert has, like, 2 or 3 beds all piled up.
Well, to be fair, yeah, he kind of had a weird amalgamation of, like, extra shit going on for his bed, so we'll have to kind of look at that, too. We'll just keep one that's still in good condition.
About looking at, but then have a big-ass mattress box spring, fancy box spring, whatever it is. Then there's, like, 2 mattresses and another box spring or something like that. We got a box spring and mattress, and then another... I think it's a box, or whatever.
We have too many mattresses for no reason. Just unnecessary amount of fucking
If I could
beds.
go online and just like mattresses.
I mean, honestly, you know what? Like, you know what? I'm honestly, you know what? I'm gonna do now.
Saturday afternoon.
You know what I'll do? I'll just go on fucking like Craigslist and actually put an offer and be like, either like 2 for $70 or like, a mattress for like $35 or like $50 or something like that. Or, willing to negotiate.
Be careful about people coming into the house.
No, I'm not talking. No, I'm not even gonna do that shit. I mean, like, I can, either like I was thinking, just meet at a location that's like around the corner, basically, like, because I could just like take the mattress myself, or we can just drop, just put it in the car and then like go to the Safeway or wherever the fuck, we can just meet up somewhere.
I'm not saying, they can come over and pick up the mattress. I'm just saying, don't.
Well, I mean, if it, well,
house, so it just like.
Well, yeah, if they want to see the mattress, I'll bring it outside.
You take what you want, like set it out there on the front porch.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I'll like take pictures of it, but then like have it on offer, offered up on Craigslist or some shit, or something like that, and then from there, just
you don't have to be so paranoid. I'm just not paranoid. Just like, oh, come on in, it's right in here.
Yeah, no, I will move that and take it outside, and then, be like, here's the mattress, if you want, you can, kind of, like, take a little test or something like that, like, or whatever the hell. I mean, I'll probably at least make sure the driveway's all brushed off and stuff like that, so, that too, yeah. I mean, like I said, honestly, fuck it, I'll, like...
I'm just happy we got AC and garbage disposal. And a drill, I did the drill too. So that's 3 major cut downs.
That's good.
electricity. Although we can secure your gun safe to the wall. Not right now.
Yeah, I mean...
I got all the screws and everything.
I guess I might as well have it screwed there for now. Just because I have it there.
It takes lots of pre-preparation to do it.
I'm sorry, I like how like my safe is now becoming art too, with all the collage of shit.
But it's... Yeah, too late to kind of make it... You know,
I don't want a lot of noise or anything.
In the cement, no one's going to take it.
I mean, well, I'll deal with that on one of my days off, because then I can kind of clean this little area. I wish it wouldn't be that hard at all. And then just kind of make sure that...
It took me forever to get that stupid hair trigger mouse rat trap reset.
It didn't reset. It's still... dude, I mean, the other one, funny enough... Well, there's nothing in there.
Well, I know, I reset it.
Well, funny enough, like I got one that works, and I got the other one, and the other one that I got didn't really work that well. I mean, I got it to where it does, but I mean, or at least well enough. But like, I got one that was kind of faulty and one that works fine, and I at least put the one that works fine in here because last night I heard that little fucker go from like way over here all the way to over there. So it's like this little fucker's hanging out over here now. Like he's just, I think he thinks like he could probably get out for this garage door, and because it's more like loose and open.
He probably can. Well, he couldn't get out, but he probably can't get back in.
I don't see how that...
He'll probably get back out and just run around the corner and come back in.
Well, I don't see how that little guy could get out. Like, I mean, I've looked at the garage door from the outside, too. There ain't no fucking way that fat-ass little bastard can, you know, like...
Oh.
I don't know, man.
They can squeeze through the... And that gap at the top of that garage door is bigger than you think.
Well, I mean, if it can get out for there, then...
It doesn't look as big, but you have...
Well, and evidently it's never gotten out for there.
That big rubber flappy gasket thing, so you can squeeze out it. But you wouldn't be able to get back in. You wouldn't be able to climb back up the door if you're around.
Yeah, I mean, if it was able to squeeze itself out somehow, I mean, I don't think it's going to be able to come back in. But I know it's still in here because I keep hearing it shift itself around in here, so...
Well, it'd be real easy for it to squeeze underneath the door, and then plus this door's always open.
That little fucker did not squeeze out of that goddamn door. That's how I first found out, because that little guy was trying to get out for that door.
Oh, they can.
No. Like, that tiny little fuck, no.
That space is big enough for a rat to get through.
I really doubt that. I mean, maybe a little mouse, because we... I mean, a little mouse, like, because those little guys are only yay big. I've seen those little dudes hanging out around here.
Mice need even less. A rat can squeeze through that slot like that, you know.
Okay, and the width of that, and the space between the door and the floor is not that. It's like, yay. There ain't no fucking...
Oh, it's a lot more than that.
No, it's not.
Why do you think I, well, every winter I make sure I have a plastic down so the wind doesn't blow through, but it's quite a gap. Oh.
Hey, Zooks.
Yeah, I can easily stick my finger through the rat with that, no problem whatsoever.
A rat's way bigger than your fucking finger. Like, a rat's skull is way bigger than your fucking finger. There ain't no way.
Plus, I think I detected some chewing on the edge of it.
Well, probably because it was trying to, you know, get its space and tunnel its way out, but it couldn't get through.
It obviously made its way in.
Yeah, because I had the door open. That's how the rat got in the first place, because I had the door open. And I closed the door, and when I turned around, I saw the rat trying to make its way out. That's how the rat got in.
The only thing that can squeeze through a small hole better than rats and mice is an octopus.
If there was a fucking octopus that just like was, you know, just made its way in here, I honestly would just like bow to it as our new god emperor of the earth. I'd just like, all right, you're a god emperor. You have transcended.
If you want an octopus, like if you had like the fish tank, you have an octopus, they will sneak out through the bottom.
Yeah, dude, I love octopuses.
Kind of creatures are really cool, you know.
It's true.
What is that?
Goofy little zooks. Oh, whoops. God damn it. There we go.
What?
Oh, what the hell?
First of all, I'm gonna pan
Oop.
Yeah, crap, it's messed up. Hey. Oh, yeah,
There we go. How am I still oh my god, I hate how I'm still frozen out. Jesus Christ. My lord. Fucking shit. Good lord. Damn. If only I want to be a little fucking freak on that shit. God damn. It's trying to send a little mem and it refused to send. Well, not that it didn't refuse to send, but it just like decided to freeze up everything. Boo. That's some bullshit. Hey, little fluff ball. You're just perked right up for that. Want some meats? Want some chicken? Pretty sure it's chicken. Yeah, it's chicken. Want some chicken? Yeah, you want some chicken, don't you? Hey, puppy. Hi, bud. Oh, hello, hello. Hey, patience, patience. You have to just be patient. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, yes. Just answer. What? Hey, no, up, up, up. No, come up here. Hey, stay, stay. Good boy. Oh my goodness. He's just a little goofball. Boop. Boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Little booty. Little booty boy. God damn, why do you have to like why? Knocking everything over there, bro. Oh my god. Hey, there you go. That's all you get for now. You'll get more later. Oh, you're just a good boy, yes you is. I like how it has like legit different sounds and tones, you know, depending on where I give me little love pats. These little pets. Find it amusing. Just actually a little cute thing. He's just too adorable. What was that, bro? Yeah. Let's find a little something to check out here. Actually, there was something I wanted to kind of look at. Let's see. I remember watching it not that long ago. Oh, and then I found something else to check out. Showing an anti-abortion parade, a Walter Matheson clip. Hey, some more Walter Matheson. Dude, he's been like kind of on a roll, uploading shit. What the fuck is going on here? Oh wait, hold up. Here, I should do this real quick. Actually, you know what, I'll just use this little thing. This is technically an AK part. This goes on the lower handguard, but it's supposed to technically keep it from wiggling around, but mine did not want to like be like kind of set in place or whatever the hell with this in here, so I just kept it off. But there is like, I think, an old ass splinter in here from a while back, from back when I fell and shit, and I think now I might be able to finally get it out here. Ooh, ooh, oof. Oh yeah, there you are. You're just like exposed now. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. At least oh, did you see this? Oh, hold on. I just fucking... Oh, I just literally got a fucking splinter out. Dude, that fucking thing was deep in this. I didn't even realize. Oh my god, and holy shit. Dude, I can't believe I was still getting splinters out to this fucking day. Jesus fuck Christ, I know, dude. Like, that was when I fell, like, a couple of weeks back, when I was on my little bike ride from that metal show, / metalhead bike ride. Fuck did you do? That was back when, during that metalhead bike ride, / that metal show, when I saw Hellshock and Deathgrave. Like, that was when I fell and shit, like, when I was riding home with my friend. I fell in 15-foot ditch full of blackberry bushes and shit. Oh, I didn't realize that was like a week ago. I know, and I'm still picking splinters out. Like, goddamn. Oh, that felt so goddamn good. You don't even realize. Holy shit. Oh. Oof. Like, they're like, now all the ones that have been really deeply buried, like, they're starting to work their way out, though. I said about the, the thing that I was, inviting towards, well, Stefan would, but he's working that week. Though he says he at least wants to see Los Malvados, so it's just like, I mean, but he's working that way, so it's like, fuck. These shows always happen when everyone's like, got shit going on, or, they're working and everything. It's like, motherfuck, I'm just going to these by myself. I can see if I can try to get Metal 2 to go. I haven't asked him yet. He works weekends. He works every other Saturday. Like, he's off Sunday, but every other week he's off Saturday. So I think this Saturday he's off, and then the next Saturday when the concert is when he's working. So every other week he's working like 4-day weeks, and he's like working like 3 to 4 days, like depending on his week. He actually said he just got on break, so he actually might pop in here and, confirm what I'm saying. Talking to shit. Well, hey, speaking of the devil, talking to shit lips flipping out about minimal climate action MC. Wait, what's going on? By the way, Rip, you literally just missed me taking like an eighth of an inch long splinter out of my fucking body, and it felt glorious. It felt absolutely glorious. And that's where it happened. It's a nice little red spot. Got fans here because he would blaspheme the stream over this. I think it's YouTube friendly, but double check. What is this? Wait, YouTube friendly? Wait, hold on. What are we doing here? What's going on? Shitty tattoos. Found a Facebook group. Huh! Okay, yeah, this is YouTube friendly. Gandalf with some titties. A trans Gandalf. I like it. Dude, I love it. That's beautiful. That's just beautiful, dude. I mean, that's what I just call some art, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, when you see art, you see art, you know, you can't really fucking diss on that shit, dude. That was beautiful. That was just... That's not a shitty tattoo. That was an awesome tattoo, okay? I don't give a fuck, dude. That's what I think. That's what I think of that beautiful artistry. Work every other Saturday. I get 3 or 4 days off a week, so it's hell worth it. Yep. So yeah. I was just kind of, you know, asking. That's Grace tattoo. I know, right? Yeah, but he was asking him about like your work schedule. Saying he's like he works weekends, and I was just trying to confirm and make sure. And yeah, you pretty much validated what I was saying. And then like literally seconds later of like, yeah, when it comes on later, you know, I could confirm that with him. And then like literally seconds later, you show up. So I mean, you know. That's what I found funny. It's like, you know, we were just talking about you, and then, you know, because I was asking if Mornax wanted to go to Fishbone, where Los Malvados is opening, and he said he passed, and he was asking if, you know, oh, does Rip want to go? And I was like, well, I asked him already, and he's working, and pretty much like everybody else is, like, as far as I know, unavailable for it. Because I think Metal T might be doing a show for his band that day. Logan is going to a different show. Harley's leg is broken. So I got nobody. Well, you know what? Like, I probably could try to see if a coworker wants to go. You know, fuck it. I'll probably see about doing that. I know coworkers who work on weekends, or do not work on weekends. I know I can ask. You know what? I might honestly just fucking... You know what? You. What are you doing Saturday on the 29th? If you could think that far ahead about it.
I have no idea.
If I bought a ticket, would you go do a Fishbone with Los Malvados and I think like King Youngblood? They're like kind of a ska / kind of like blues fusion kind of like show that's gonna be. I can give you details.
Okay, and you want me to go where?
Bossa Nova Ballroom. You know where that is.
Bossa Nova Ballroom? No? Where is that?
Here. Dude, Mornox is laughing. I'm gonna ask my dad. Yeah, it's Fishbone, King Youngblood, and Los Malvados. And it's 7th and Burnside. Dude, you picked me up there before. I've been to shows, you know, and stuff. But it's old school dancehall performance night thing. It's 21 and over, so... But it's reggae, rocksteady, and soul DJ stuff, / like ska, and, you know, kind of like some punky stuff a little bit. But Fishbone, is specifically at least, is kind of like an American rock band.
I've heard of them before.
Fishbone?
Yeah.
Really? Wow, really? I have not heard of them, so... And honestly, even...
They've been around a while.
Yeah, it says they've been around since they formed in LA in '79. That plays a fusion of ska, punk, funk, metal, reggae, and soul. So, and honestly, I definitely want to go to that shit.
I remember, like, way back in the days. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, my dad. Okay, you know what? Yeah, so you want to? Like, cause I mean, I haven't bought tickets yet, but I was gonna at least try to see if I get somebody to go with me. I was like, you know what? And since you're popping out, I was like, you know, fuck it. Since you know them, then why the hell not?
Yeah, I can't remember. I remember listening to him. I had a friend or at least an acquaintance, anyhow, that.
Well, definitely. Yeah, well, I was talking with at least some of the guys of Los Malhablados because I've seen them twice, and I've talked to them both times, and that's why I have so much of their merch. I have a bandana, shirt, and their hat, and a few other things, but yeah, like, I mean, you know, so I was telling them, it's like, yeah, I mean, I'll definitely at least, you know, check you guys on 29th for sure. It's like, well, I mean, fuck checking us out. You need to all check out Fishbone if you're going to go. And it's like, well, I definitely will, you know, for sure. But, yeah.
I knew I remember Fishbone. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's East Burnside, you know, it's 7th East Burnside.
It's a scary neighborhood.
A little bit, but, I mean, you know, it's right next to the worst, and there's, like, a little parking area right next to that whole area, so, I mean, you know, it's...
Throw a bunch of garbage, take everything valuable out of the truck, throw a bunch of garbage in it, leave the...
You know what, honestly...
Anyone that comes in, what's around, it's like...
There's just, yeah, you know what, actually...
Something real smelly, that's the best deterrent ever.
Oh, you know what, like, actually, I won't even mean against that.
Or like the best, you don't want the cops to search your car, so you have like 2.5 years worth of fast food bags.
Just all
like
piled in there.
A quarter of them, like, not completely eaten. Funk going on.
The place is surrounded by...
You get pulled over, the cops just like... I'm not searching your car. The same thing with the crook.
Well, honestly, with the Port Police, they ain't gonna fucking do shit.
Here for the next week and a half, try to search this asshole's car. Nah, get out of here.
The place is surrounded by bars and food if he wants to bail early. I mean, there is also that. I mean,
the cop always knows, just like, I know there's something in here somewhere. Fuck it.
That's what they plant the drugs. So like, oh,
that's kind of like a skunk deterrent, yeah. There's some animals you don't, you know, if you're like a predator or something, you don't want to attack them because they're mean.
If you, yeah, it's just like, hey, if you want to be, you know, the deterrent, then just like straight up, just be a skunk.
It's like the skunk thing.
The worst, Sandy Hut and Sizzle Pie, Lamau, what a great neighborhood.
Oh,
I mean, honestly, yeah.
Really annoying. I don't want to deal with it. Okay.
I mean, I will admit, honestly, I mean, I think how you might remember the neighborhood back then might have been kind of sketch, but I mean, from what I remember, especially these days, it ain't really super bad though. Like, cause yeah, you got the where Boston Oval Ballroom is, cause the worst is literally right next door. You got like the Sandy Hut and Sizzle Pie, like, you know, pretty much right next to it too.
Yeah, I've been down there before.
It's honestly, I mean, nowadays it ain't that bad. I mean, really, honestly, ain't terrible.
I forget the count now, but I'm not sure how many. Well, I'm not sure if it's the same place, but lots of people get murdered down there.
I mean, not over here.
We should be chill because people that get.
I mean, you want to see it on the map?
Have a beef with someone or something like that.
I mean, you want to see it on the map because, like, here, like,
well, I know exactly where it is.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, right by the Burnside Bridge and shit. Like, honestly, like, if I was gonna go by myself, I was just gonna take like one of the fucking, you know, max lines and just cross the bridge and just walk over. But I mean, if you want to go, then we can at least, you know, find, you know, parking that's just like around the corner from it, because there is parking around here.
Or we could always do the parking ride with it.
Yeah, like yeah.
I'm not sure what's worse.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be that bad. I think we'll be fine.
You park at a park or, you know, jump.
I mean, also because if there's a concert, there's a lot of people there. So yeah, there's, you know, especially if the worst right next to it, there's a lot.
Shootin Birdside's right there where the.
Yeah, there. Yeah, you'll be fine.
No, it's a trolley. But... Yeah, it's right there where the trolley goes by.
Public freakout. Ooh, public freakouts. Apparently, that's a boat ramp. This is a boat ramp. Why is this on public freakout? What's going on with this?
I'm just wondering where you have to park, you know. if I could park like on Burnside, which I can't right there because it gets all wedged in between all them buildings, and you have a
Yeah. I'm sure. Well, because like I'm planning on trying to get out for work around like 6:30ish about. So yeah. So because I'm pretty sure the doors either open at 7 or the show starts 7. I'm not 100% too sure. I'll have to double check. But I'm pretty sure it might open at 7 and then the show starts 7:30. But again, I'm not too sure. But you know, because by the time we get there, I'm sure there isn't really gonna be parking on Burnside. But I'm sure, like, you know, if we, you know, we can like kind of find a little parking spot or something like that.
Or we can just
Or you can meet me there.
well, actually, we could probably jump on the train or.
Well, the Max, or just take a bus because there is a bus line right off of it too. I mean, there is that. So we would just have.
Well, actually, if you just hit the Milwaukee.
The orange line?
Yeah, that'll take us right there.
Well, it will take us to Burnside, but we'd have to cross the bridge to get to East Burnside, where the venue actually is. So we'd have to, like, walk a little bit. So we'd have to find the bus.
Well, we are on East Burnside.
Well, we'll figure this out. We got at least a week to plan this. We'll figure it out. We'll make it.
Oh, yeah, it crosses that stupid new, impressive, pretty bridge. Beautiful.
The Tilcom. Dude, that, honestly, that is, like, the most greatest. I love that bridge.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's great. It's called the People's Bridge. Well, Tilcom Bridge, but it's nicknamed the People's Bridge.
Which, I guess that's a way south of Burnside.
It's like like 3 or 4, it's like 7-ish blocks east of the bridge, of Burnside Bridge. So. Yeah, just sounds interested, woot. I know. I mean, that's what I mean. Like, he actually is he's trying to figure out the whole parking thing, which, because if that's the case, then yeah, you know what? If that's the case, then I'll buy 2 tickets. I mean, tickets aren't that expensive. Like, with everything, with the fees and all included, it's like literally like $30 and change. So I'd be, with 2 tickets, spend like $61-something. So it's not that expensive. Honestly, $60-something is usually what I would spend if I'm going to see like Death Angel or like some other bigger band or something like that. So, like, you know, these more, like, smaller venues, you know, tend to have more cheaper tickets. Actually, on Ticketmaster, the same tickets are, like, about 50 fucking bucks. So, it's like, if you go on the actual Bossa Nova website, it's a lot cheaper. So, you know, I'm going to buy them straight from their website and just, you know, just have them there, so. Inner Southeast has no max access at. They only have the green line, and that's it. They really should have, like, a more inner southeast line. I mean, because beyond the, like, those little Portland trolleys.
Milwaukee line is good. They should have just made it go up a little bit further. Well, they had the...
Well, I mean, from what I understand, I think they're gonna... they do have eventual future plans to expand it, but right now they're trying to kind of, like, add a purple line and expand, like, their red line and a few other things. You know, so I think in the long term they want to expand it, but I'm not 100% too sure. I don't...
They want to...
I know Rip City knows the details.
Down, where is it, Barber, which is...
Yeah, I know they want to do some expansions there, from what I understand.
And these people, stupid people, they're doing it all wrong. You want to have, you know, you have your freeways and everything. If anyone wants to go to any places closer to the freeway, they drive a car.
I mean, why not take the Max when you have a different Max station, you know, that would make him easily accessible?
Any random city.
Or just like, then why not just have, you know, different public transit that would be available that can, you know, take you from point A to B? I mean, the reason why a lot of those are being expanded is so that there's less, you know, so there is a lessening of a lot of, you know, traffic on those freeways. Because obviously, you know, there's a lot of different commerce and other people from longer distances that have to travel to an extent.
One here, and you want to have like a Max line or something, put it up away from the freeways. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, what difference would it make if it's like near it or away from it? Like, I mean, when you got those Max stations, I mean, What difference does it really make? Besides just where it's located. I mean, not every Max station is next to not every Max is like near the freeways anyway. A lot of them are like in the downtown. So I mean,
anyone using the freeway is probably.
I mean, and part of the reason why some of them. Well, the thing is, at least in some part, why
the Max.
Well,
anyone using the Max, it's.
Well, I mean,
if it's next to the freeway, they're probably going to be like, "Oh man, I have to get off the train."
Not really. Not necessarily. I mean, look at how the Green Line is set up. It's right next to 224 and shit, right? Like, I mean, so is that what it's called? I think it is. Like, I mean, and the way it's set up, I mean, it's like. It's set up to where, like, you know, at least some of the Max stations are like right off of the like exit freeways of that freeway there, you know, and
why did they just?
Well, a lot of that
is that going.
Well,
all the way to Oregon City. Shit.
Well, I don't know. Well, the thing is, from what I understand, at least with the orange line, because that's a different line, that one would be the one that would go to Oregon City. The green line wouldn't. The Green Line is set up, you know, to where it kind of does a little loop, and at least from what Rip City is saying,
can turn east and head out to like Estacada.
Here's what Rip City is saying.
Don't build it now, just prepare for it.
Well, here's what Rip City is saying, because I did mention, you know, that he would kind of know some deets, and the Red Line project is under construction. There's plans to extend the Green Line to Tigard. There's plans to extend the Yellow Line to Vancouver, which that would be nice. There are vague plans for a downtown tunnel, so, you know, I guess, you know, theoretical ideas, propositions, and stuff like that. And, yeah, downtown tunnel, so, like, there's light rail Max stations underneath. Well, that would actually not necessarily be that bad, because, I mean, there's already a lot of, like, the, you know, Shanghai tunnels in the underground city, basically, right? I mean, there's already some shit. Well, I mean,
Portland's like
theoretically, wouldn't that?
The big city, chunk of the city.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Well, that's why I think that's why Rip City said there's vague plans about it. Like, and there aren't any plans.
They're trying to make.
And there aren't any current plans for inner Southeast Max, unfortunately. Which sounds like Rip City wants one too, you know, because there isn't any plans for inner Southeast Max state, you know, Max line or anything like that. Which I think there should be, but
although we do have the deepest train station, subway commuter train.
I would think the Seattle's probably the one that would be competing us with that.
No, we have the deepest train station.
Deepest? What do you mean by deepest?
Like a subway station where you go and you wait to get on the train or you get off the train and...
Portland? What? No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No, this is, fucking New York probably would. What?
We do.
How? Where? Fucking where?
Underneath the tube.
That don't fucking count. Wait, what is that? Explain this one.
Yeah, that is where the blue line goes from downtown Portland and it goes through the mountain.
Is there a station underneath?
Yeah.
I haven't gone that far on the blue line, so I actually don't know.
Comes out the other
Washington Park Station? Oh, wait. Oh, so really? Okay, so we actually do?
And there's a station there for the zoo, but you have to get on the elevator.
Yeah, and go all the way up.
Go up and up and up.
Okay.
So it's...
You know what? All right. Our tract being like, no, I was so dismissive. I was like, no. I was like, literally just like, no way. But you know what? All right. Fair enough.
Underneath the top of the mountain. That's the one that's deep.
I love that elevator. Yeah, you know what? I honestly, you know what? Next time I go to zoo, I'm gonna take the blue line there, honestly, because I've never been at that station. I've never been to that elevator. You know, fuck it. Next time I think about want to go to zoo or something like that, I might do that.
But one time, it's kind of scary. As soon as the train hits into the tunnel, you're just like suddenly it's just like. All the air, you know, because normally
it's all the air and stuff, and the aerodynamics and everything. It's kind of clashing on the tunnel a little bit, but
no room for the air to go around, so it keeps battling it. I'm not sure. I don't think I even needed to go anywhere in particular. I just went through there. I got up at the zoo stop, took the elevator to the top, took the elevator back down, out the other side of the tunnel, turned around. came back.
Yeah, it's cool, the air rush.
Yeah, I gotta do that.
Yeah, I know I've been in some tunnels with the Max stations, because there are some other tunnels around and stuff with like the red line and green line shit like that. And, well, not the green line, but with like the red and blue line, because that ain't the only tunnel, I know that much. It's pretty cool. And plus in Seattle, they got them too. Actually, some of their light rail is, you know, kind of a lot of it's on the ground. But
I wonder if Seattle ever got that borer out of its tunnel.
the what?
Yeah, they had one of them great big earth boring machines.
Oh, those earth borers?
Yeah, and it got stuck in Seattle.
I'm assuming they probably got that out. Like, when was that?
That's a while. They had to have gotten it out by
Okay,
now.
yeah, obviously. Okay, if it was a while ago, I'm sure they...
The one in the Swiss Alps that got stuck too. It just, yeah, they're just like, okay.
Some really short tunnels, but no stations in them. Yeah, there's short tunnels, but no stations, yeah.
If you hit like gravel or something like that, you're stuck because it all falls in around the cutting head.
Yeah.
And just like, you're screwed.
Yeah, you're just kind of...
You can't back up and go every time you try to...
Not even close, lol. They're still trying to... Wait. Mornax, they're still trying to get it out. Wait, so it's still stuck, apparently.
In Seattle?
Yeah, not even close. They're still trying to figure out how to get it out. Oh my god, what the I thought this was something like years ago.
It was years ago.
Was it? Wait, oh, I am new to this. When the fuck was this? I do not know about this. When did this tunnel collapse?
I heard about it. I was up there with Chris. That was probably before you were born.
No way. What? No way.
Probably. Well, then I remember they're digging up where we stayed. They're doing a photo shoot up there, a wedding. And they're talking. I remember there's all kinds of screwy bypasses go around.
What's the tunnel collapses? Yeah, make what? Yeah, dude, Rip. I'm kind of confused too, a little bit. What's the flag that you have in the background over your shoulder? This one or this? Well, both of them. They're
not have been stuck then, but I remember
you might not be able to get an answer, unfortunately. Huh. Okay, I should have a chance. They're technically alternate history. Oh, you're from the Greater Seattle area? Oh, well, do you know anything about this like earth borer thing that got stuck and they're trying to get it out? But at least to answer your question, this is from like a kind of alternate history from the Hearts of Iron 4 game from Paradox, from the Kaiserreich lore and stuff. I mean, both of them are, but it's from like the concept of like the combined syndicates of America from when the Second American Civil War happens in that alternate universe and shit like that. I mean, just a TLDR. Oh shit, you were thinking of Vancouver? My bad. Oh, so that boring machine that you were talking about, they probably already dealt with that. That has been solved, probably.
I'm pretty sure they must have.
The one he's talking about was from Vancouver. Boring machine rescue nearly triples in price according to New City Report. In Toronto. This is July 7th in 2023. So this is in Toronto, Canada. So the Canadians have this problem now.
Well, but yeah, it's a problem.
Oh my god!
Where you have one of the, like I say, if you get, you're going through solid rock, you can chew it away.
Oh my god.
Into dust or pack it on and out the back of the tunnel. But you get a bunch of like gravel type of stuff, it just falls down. I mean, you can't chew it away. As soon as you like chew off a piece, more comes down. It just keeps coming.
I mean, that's kind of how it works, yeah.
You're screwed.
Or you talk about the Big Bertha for the 99 tunnel. They got that out years and years ago. The tunnel's open. They built that long ago. Yeah, okay, yeah. So the one you're referring to, the one you remember, that happened, yeah, that was resolved a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. It was a long time ago when I heard about it.
Yeah, well, so I was born at that point, so it was in 99, so it was probably just, they were taking the 99 tunnel. I'm glad to hear they finally finished that. Nice. Got all sorts of problems with that thing. Well, it sounds like it. I literally never knew about that. And I guess Toronto, Canada is now having a very similar problem with theirs. Like, oh my goodness, dude.
Yeah, they had one of those Swiss Alps that took like forever.
I actually drove for that tunnel in the infamous time it took me 4 hours to get from Ballard to Tacoma. Oh my god.
It was like a year or so. It had the same thing. It got into a bunch of gravel. And the other one did okay because the gravel was like on the side and underneath.
What the fuck am I
So
doing?
they got that tunnel going through, and then they
Where are you
got
from?
that further,
PDX.
brought another one in, reversed.
Actually, just south of you.
And had to hand dig a bunch of it, and then they just packed it full of cement, chopped a little bit, packed it full of cement, chopped a little bit, so they're pretty much put cement around the gravel. With gravel, it's probably huge.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just like
Huge
crumbles and rocks and shit. Right, yeah, it's basically just like a bunch of big boulders and stuff.
Yeah.
Portland, I've been there before. Oh, yeah.
And you try to grind them away, they just keep spinning and spinning and spinning. You're getting nowhere.
Never again will I drive past Tawilka. That park and ride is a lifesaver, Lamau. Didn't get to see much of the city, though, because I was there in business. Yeah, if you ever get a chance to check out Portland, I mean, do so. I mean, and honestly, it's, really beautiful city and a lot of really cool things to do and check out. And honestly, like, at any given time of the day, there's always, like, some little event or something going on. Especially during the summertime. There's always, like, a little something happening. Like, a lot of the bad parts of Portland are really kind of more, like, not really, like, sectioned off, but they're kind of, like, more, like, specific in certain areas. But, like, as long as you kind of avoid those areas, you're fine. I mean, and honestly, that's pretty much, like, I assume that's just pretty much any fucking city at this point. It's like, yeah, there's great places, in the city, but there's also going to be really shitty places. You just kind of have to know where it is. Honestly, by the train station, I mean, unfortunately, like, right next to it is a little sketch, but, I mean, it's also right next to a Max station, so there's at least always some sort of security there at any given time. Cinnamon, truly. Yeah, that's just, I did want to get a little, drink those once from time to time. Oh, yeah. I mean, I didn't want to get a little too litty, so I usually just go for those. It's nice casual. Every now and then I might go for, like, an IPA or, something that's a little craft, or maybe even a Twisted Tea. Like, it's either usually Truly's or a Twisted, so I might go for something casual, just, for, like, a regular go-to.
Where'd the dog go?
He's sleeping over there, being a big butt. Being a little goof pup. Oh, I also wanted to check this out. Here. Oh wait, we actually I had that thing for public freakout that we haven't even bothered looking at yet.
The chair is just a little bit higher, I'd be happy.
Well, I can't help you with that. Here, because I know Mornak sent this, but we haven't gotten a chance to check it. So apparently this is a boat ramp. So what's going on here?
What do you mean it's a boat ramp?
Wait, hold on. Oops. Take that out of there.
It's a fucking boat ramp. I put it in here 54 fucking years ago, bud. When this was zoned, this is where we take and put our boats and shit on off our trucks.
Guy, buddy. Oh, better calm it down.
Similarly, brand seltzers are really tasty. More calories, but you can taste it in a good way. Oh, yeah. Dude, the Truly's, like, for hard seltzers, like, Truly's, at least in my opinion, are the way to go. Like, the fruit punch and the strawberry lemonade ones are my favorite. How about Moron trying to hook up 100 by? And we saw that the other day, dude. Like, I couldn't help but just laugh my ass off to it, dude. It's just hilarious. And honestly, she legit did show the pics and everything, like, to Congress.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a boat ramp.
Cool, I get it.
I made this.
Sam White Adams knows how to do seltzer. Damn right it does.
If the boys just bring a boat in here,
Get out of here with that, man. Don't put the other numbers like that. I ain't the guy for that.
well, I'll tell you what, motherfucker. If you are, you'll get your fucking brains beat in. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. I didn't get these good looks for playing fucking marbles.
See that phone right there?
I don't give a fuck who. This is a fucking boat ramp.
See that phone?
This is a fucking boat ramp! Dude, this guy is a little heated over a boat ramp. I'm not even gonna lie. What's he trying to even do? Like, anyways, he, like, digging, like, a tiny hole for his, like, fishing rods or something? I mean, because that wouldn't necessarily impact the boat ramp that much. And also, it looks like a dirt ramp. Religious whiskey, but I like to switch it up every once in a while at night. Trying to take it easy. No, I feel you with that. Honestly, I'm the same way. Like, it's either whiskey or vodka for me. Like, I love a good whiskey, and Reka vodka and Icelandic vodka is my favorite. That shit would be my go-to. I built a boat ramp 54 years ago in cords. Dude, I mean, you know, like, I'm willing to take the dude whose butt hurts word for it. Like, and you know what? Like, it does look like a boat ramp. I will give him that. Like, I mean, it looks like, you know, this area is set up for that. But he's getting way too fucking heated, you know, over this situation. Like, he needs to, like, smoke a J and chill the fuck out a little bit. Because this dude and his little pup, like, I mean, they're chill. Like, I mean, they're not, like, freaking out or anything. Like, I mean, honestly, like, I mean, I'm on their side, even though they're technically kind of in the wrong, I suppose. His comebacks are great. He just keeps telling them, I hear you. I mean, because, I mean, honestly, I mean, what else can he really say to him? You know? I'd do the same thing.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
This is a boat ramp. You can't. You just. I don't give a fuck. You just run that boy off as kid.
I'm not the guy.
Is that the guy that did it?
One thing about it's me back home in Washington. They sell liquor at a grocery store 7 days a week, only to stop sales for 2:60, I believe. Yeah, Oregon is somewhat similar. Like, the cutoff is 2:30 specifically, and I think the sale for, you know, alcohol again opens back up to, like, I think it's either 6:30 or 5:30 or like 7:30, somewhere around there. I know it's like something 30. I think it might be 7:30. I think. I'm not too sure. I forgot, honestly. I just know that the cutoff is 2:30. Now down in Texas, they don't make getting my poison easy. Yeah, I mean, dude. Oh, oh man, you're a Texas. Oof. Low-key condolences. I got family out in Texas, out in Fort Worth and shit. At least, you know, a decent chunk of them. Well, in the greater Fort Worth area, they're like, yeah, like some of them are in Midlothian, some of them are like way out in the boonies and shit, basically. The boondocks. But, I mean, you know, and, you know, and honestly, it's like, man, weather-wise alone, you know, I just wouldn't want to be there, honestly. Love to say, but it's not shit. Yeah, I mean, I've been there enough to know that, honestly, Texas is just kind of a fucking mixed bag. At least in my opinion. Like, there's, like, a lot of people that can honestly be pretty chill, pretty cool. And there's definitely, like, certain elements about, you know, Texas that honestly are alright. But, like, at least, like, when it comes to how the state government runs, that's just, oh my, I don't even know how to explain that. And weather-wise, kind of shitty a little bit. Yeah, way too humid, hot as fuck, you know, all that stuff. I mean, it's definitely not, like, there's just certain things about Texas just not my cup of tea. While at the same time, there are certain other elements that are. It's just, you know, at least for me, it's just, like, really one of those really heavy mixed bag states. States. That things I miss back home for sure. Oh, yeah. I mean, honestly, I'll always have, like, a soft spot and a bias towards the BMW. I mean, you know, it's just, I'm born and raised up here. I mean, it's my home.
Okay. Well, you weren't here when I was here, and he said you told him to go over the boat ramp.
I said the main boat launch is
no,
right here.
This is a fucking boat ramp for trucks and stuff that slide out of your car. Bullshit! I was there when they did it with the Legion. Bull fuck!
What are you yelling for?
Motherfucker.
Why are you so mad?
I tell you what, I'll bring my boat in here and you tell me to use the boat ramp.
I didn't tell you that. Why are you mad?
Dude, this guy sounds like he's like in his 60s. Why is he getting so worked up? He's
What are you mad about? What are you mad about?
I'm gonna call him up. He'll be back.
Emot? Wait, what? Who? Who you calling?
Motherfucker, you ain't shit. I live here.
Okay.
You don't.
Okay.
Okay, motherfucker.
I'm still standing here though.
Well, you won't be.
Well, you won't be.
I mean, you're just yelling, so.
Sounds like an unhinged Bubbles. He kind of does.
I hear you.
Fucking push.
I hear you.
If you don't want
I hear you.
then let's go out here on the street and we'll see who's what.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm saying
Yeah,
right
I'll beat
here.
your
I don't need to
fucking
travel
brains in.
locations to
You
handle things.
fucking pussy.
I hear you.
You fucking pussy.
I hear you.
There is a boat ramp. For
Absolutely.
the canoe, for kayak, and slide your boat into the water. You better go to park and recreation, motherfucker.
Absolutely, buddy.
Absolutely, but dude, this really does honestly kind of sound like some weird ass like trailer park shit a little bit. I mean, now you mentioned he sounds like an unhinged Bubbles, and now it's got like got to get a Parks Recreation, like it just sounds like some weird trailer park boys skit, dude. Like, oh my god, like some random side character that we just get to see every now and then for like a single season or some shit. Like, oh my lord, what a goof. Oh my lord. I mean, it's like, maybe that's Bo Ram, maybe that's his property, maybe, like, sure. But, like, oh my god, like, way too heated for no fucking reason, dude. Like, oh my lord. Like, I mean, I just hate motherfuckers like that. It's just like, because, maybe you are in the right, technically, but, I mean, you can handle that in, like, 8,000 ways till Sunday, where it's just straight up way more respectful, cordial, and just chill. Be like, hey, this is my boat ramp, you're on my property, can you please, not do that? Like, that's not cool. I mean, that would honestly be just, so much of a, like, easier solution, because he'd be like, oh, well, I mean, well, they can have at least a little back and forth with it, at least then it'd be cordial. AOC is going to be on stream Saturday. Oh, that actually reminds me, I wanted to check out, this clip that I saw that was uploaded from whatchamacallit, from one of like Hassan's, like the Hassan Industrial Complex, basically, where Marianne Williamson is on there. Here, it's like it's kind of a lengthy thing, but we could probably skim around a little bit. Not Mehdi Hassan. Not that dork. I don't want that. I just want Hassan. Our Hassan. Oh my god, that didn't help. Okay. Maybe if I just take out her full name, maybe that'll help. You a fan of her, of him? At least for me, like, I'm a little... for AOC or Hassan, like, I'm more of a fan of Hassan. Not the biggest fan of AOC. I mean... I like her as, personally, I mean, but at least when it comes to her, like, use of her politics and shit, I mean, it's like, I feel like she could be a lot more of a strong arm, honestly. I mean, she talks to talk, but, I mean, when it comes to walking, I mean, she doesn't really do it all the time, and that's annoying. There's been definitely plenty of times where it's really been annoying that she's bent a knee, and I'm just like, what the fuck? So... I mean, at least for AOC, I mean, personally, I still like her and respect her, but I still got gripes about her. She's doing more than her shit lives in there. Well, yeah, I mean, that's why I say I still like her and respect her. Like, at least she has fucking something to look at and be like, alright, I just wish that, she just wouldn't bend the knee to shit lives, as much. Like, that's just kind of my issue. And she's not the only one either, by the way. I mean, honestly, very stiff elements of the squad kind of have this problem. Like, I mean, Talib, Jayapal, like, I mean, a few of them have this issue. I mean, so she ain't necessarily the only one that I have this gripe with. I mean, honestly, there's some very stiff elements of the squad that I have this issue with, but even then, like I said, and you're saying, they at least do a little more than, what a lot of shit-lib fucks do, because a lot of them, at the end, they are just like, fundamentally just like, eh. We already had a pill stores for you boys. That's okay, no problem here. Yeah, that's fine. I don't give a shit. I mean, honestly, you might be kind of surprised on certain issues, because, like, I mean, I have a... Wait, hold on. Eh. I mean, I have a gun safe right here. It just has a bunch of stickers all over it. So, I mean, yeah... yeah, Frank. Bill and Coalition Essentials, I get anything done there. Guy cave sometimes, yes, I too. Well, sure, but, I mean, like I said, still some that is, like, annoying, and I wish they would actually be a little bit more aggressive when it comes to their issues and shit, the things that they want to advocate for. Because, like I said, they talk the talk, but a lot of them never necessarily walk it. Got people all walks the line. Yeah, I'm pretty much like the same way for the most part. Like, unless someone's, like, an overt, like, literal, like, Nazi type of shit that has, like, SS tattoos or something like that, then that's, like, another story, but, Like, I mean, I've like had plenty of experience with people who are like conservative or just at least have different politics for me. Because honestly, my politics are definitely more of like out of the, you know, typical 4 grid square. I'm like out in the forest. You know, I'm kind of in the regions that are like, you know, need not tread. You know, like, because you know, honestly, I'm, you know, a pretty big idealist in a lot of ways. Not a far left. Well, yeah, I mean, so much so, I'm literally in the forest. I'm just, like, out there, you know, in idealism forest land in a lot of ways. But, I mean, you kind of need those type of people in a way. I mean, because it's, like, a lot of them are the ones who tend to, you know, have a lot of gumption to go out there and, you know, kind of tear shit up a little bit. Not necessarily in, like, a literal violent way, so to speak, but... you know, at least, you know, go out there and, you know, maybe do a strike or, like, you know, kind of rabble-rouse, you know, the boat a little bit when it comes to maybe, like, doing some immunization efforts and stuff like that. I mean, you know, there's various different things that, you know, can be implied of something like that. So, especially for me, you know, it's like being out in the lands of the forest, basically, so to speak, you know, a lot of it's just more about, like, you know, whatever means are basically kind of necessary to, like, you know, go against the broader state, so to speak. It's good fight for what you believe in, yeah. Because the thing is, like, I mean, at least for what I see as the fundamental issue isn't necessarily, like, someone who might be, like, far right or this or that or whatever. It's, you know, the system itself. Like, I mean, that we're all, you know kind of, you know, suffer under. And we are kind of, you know, fundamentally at the end of the day a victim of. You know, because, like, I mean... you know, because at least, you know, for me, you know, for being, you know, kind of like a labor, kind of rednecky, you know, edgy lefty type, you know, myself, like, I mean, there's definitely a lot of elements that I can see about just the general mainstream that when it comes to things like, you know, queer issues, you know, being someone that's, you know, bi myself, you know, it's just like, you know, all it does is just pander to it. Like, I mean, a lot of this whole, like, culture war shit when it comes to, like, you know, the rainbow capitalism element of things, when, it, you know, when a lot of these corporations, you know, do their sponsorships, do this, that, whatever the fuck. I mean, you know, like, it's more or less just a way to just, like, you know, expand their consumer base. That's all really it's about. Like, it's never really about trying to, like, you know, push, you know, fundamentally some, like, you know, queer liberation or some shit like that. They don't give a fuck about that. You know, they're just trying to look at what their top dollar is. And same thing for a lot of different business interests, you know, that react to that on the other side of being like, oh, well, see, you got this beer that's being all woke. Well, come buy our beer. Wink. Because then at that point, they, you know, upcharge you and fucking try to extort you for some random wink-a-dink product, you know, just based off of, like, you know, political interests and shit. And it's just like, ugh. It's like that shit. It's just like, oof. Far left or right, anywhere in the middle. Yeah. I mean, just like anyone who's in a part of the broader, you know, like commoner class, really. Like the working class and just like the average person. You know, because, you know, like I said, I mean, I've had work, you know, like, you know, people in my workplace, you know, that, you know, vary from like right wing, left wing, centrists, you know, or literally a hodgepodge of a little mixture of both, or kind of all the above in a way. And, like, I mean, and even though I have my, you know, political leanings and my positions and shit, I mean, we still all get along and still agree to, you know, the broader general issues and at least, you know, for the most part, what should probably be done about it. And it's like, obviously, there's, you know, a bridge in this type of thing. So it's like, I mean, you know, when it comes down to it, a lot of it really is just like, you know, people that manipulate a lot of the powers that be and a lot of the, people that, you know, like, will take advantage and use a lot of investments and a lot of money, you know, to basically galvanize people into very specific, like, red herrings and very specific wedge issues to, you know, misguise people from the real problem, to the root of what, you know, is causing all these issues. But again, not here to judge, respect it. Yeah. And at least, you know, for sure, I definitely respect that at the end of the day. I mean, you know, it's like, when it comes to someone that, you know, at least openly identifies as far right, usually they're, you know, like, doing their, you know, like, usually some sort of, like, you know, troll type of spiel or some shit. But, like, I mean, you know, so I can at least most certainly respect that. Like, you know, you definitely at least, you know, are your own independent thinker on that one. I mean, honestly, I mean, don't know too much about what your politics are anyway, outside of what you said. So, I mean, you might not necessarily be as, like, far-right as you might think, I guess, but who knows? Some things we can all agree on, yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, especially when it comes to, like, you know, broader working class interests, there's definitely, a big bridge, you know, when it comes to, like, the intersectionality, when it comes to something like that. Like, I mean, whatever demographic, whatever background, or whatever, you know, whoever you are in that type of shit, like left, right, black, white, fucking, you know, Asian, Latino, this and that, whatever the fuck. You know, it's like, you got, you know, it's like everyone's getting boned by the system one way or another. You know, and it's just about, like, you know, broadly, just overall, the, you know, how to, like, you know, make it, you know, so everyone, you know, gets their fair shake. I mean, because obviously there's a lot of people that, you know, have been fucked over way more than others, you know, for sure. And, you know, with that, it's just like, you know, there's a way to, you know, maximize their benefit and also make sure everyone else gets uplifted. And at least for me, labor is one of those big things that, you know, helps, you know, rise those type of tides, you know, or at least rise those ships up when it comes to that type of rising tide. And there is a lot of fucking momentum with that right now. Like, honestly, I'm actually kind of shocked with, like, how much of that's going on now with that right now, with SAG-AFTRA and WGA. The UPS workers might go on strike here pretty soon. And I know one, because one of my co-workers is a roommate with one of them right now, and buddies with one. So, you know, there's a possibility that might happen. So, if that happens and he happens to be on strike and shit, I might, you know, join him for one of my days off, just to kind of see what it looks like. I've only, you know, partook in that type of stuff once, you know, just out of solidarity for when Fred Meyer was doing it, or at least when our union was doing it with Fred Meyers and QFC and shit. So going there for that. Yeah. I mean, you know, because I'm willing to at least, you know, try to see if there's a bridge to be had to some extent. Because, I mean, like, in order to try to build, like, a broader coalition, especially when it comes to, like, you know, these type of issues, I mean, you gotta, like, I mean, at least, you know, talk to other people, even if you disagree with them and shit. You know, it's like, because there can at least be some elements that, you know, can be agreed upon, and that can also be in itself a bridge to, you know, hash out other issues that, you know, you might disagree with. I mean, because I've had those conversations before. I mean, I've had those with people, like, directly in real life and shit, not just on the internet. You know, so it's one of those things that is possible. It's, you know, it's essentially what contact theory is. I mean, because, like, I mean, with enough broader contact, I mean, you can, you know, over time, you know, like, open someone's, you know, mind and actually give them more of an introspection just with enough interaction and, well, with enough contact. Used to work at Freddy's. Yeah, I imagine, you know, like, I don't know if it was unionized or not, but I imagine it was probably a different local from mine. I don't work at a Freddy's, work at a Safeway, but my local also represents a lot of different Freddy's around here, and I think in the Vancouver area. But a couple years ago, last Christmas, like a week before, or not last Christmas, but, you know, like a couple Christmases ago, I think it was in 2021. Yeah, it was in 2021, now that I remember. But like around a week before Christmas hit, our union, at least for QFC, Kroger, and which includes Freddy's and all them, because Safeway and Albertsons has a separate contract, so it didn't involve us. But you know, a lot of pretty much like all of the QFC's, Fred Meyers, and Kroger's in the local area essentially all went on strike at that point. And and when that happened, like, there was a few times where I actually had to go to, like, the local union office, and we passed by a couple of Freddy's. So on my way back, you know, I decided to, you know, stop by one of them and check it out for a little bit, hang out for, you know, a little bit. Not too long, I mean, about, like, 30 minutes, but, you know, I just wanted to kind of see what it was about, because, and, you know, I've always, you know, like, seen, you know, like, documentaries, you know, pictures, you know, read it up in history, you know, and all that type of shit, you know, like, read about it and all these different things, and, you know, never really partook in one, or at least, you know, seen one in person, and it was really pretty fucking cool. I wish I was able to keep something from it, but never did. But, you know, honestly, if, like I said, if these UPS workers go on strike, I might at least have, like, you know, somebody that, you know, I can, you know, join with, and, you know, honestly kind of give it a little in. And because I'm doing these, I can at least either stream or at least make a video or a little something, and at least, you know, kind of show you guys what's going on, and, maybe, talk to a few people and, like, hear their side of the story and everything and hear their perspective. Or name drop all these business stuff to make me homesick, lol. Well, I don't know. If you ever got some free time, come back up here for a little bit. I mean, I don't know if you're down there in Texas for business or anything like that or whatever, but hey, if you ever got free time, come back up here. I mean, there's a lot of shit popping right now during the summer. I'm sure shit's gonna keep going during the fall and the winter. Ugh. This is great. It really is. Plus, like, you kind of got, like, a little bit of every biome up here. You wouldn't think so, but you really do. About 3 years to be close to my dad who retired from Boeing about 5 years ago. All right, on. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for, like, like, the situation with, like, parents up here, and if they were, like, healthy and well, honestly, there probably would be an off chance I'd probably, be down in Texas too, to some extent. Maybe not, like, a long-term thing, but, at least, maybe, like, more longer-term business, so to speak. Though, I mean, I don't know how 100% I totally feel about it, but, I mean, it's just, like, overall, I mean, like I said, Texas is kind of a little bit of a mixed bag. Unless, if anything, I'd rather be up in Montana, because I have a family up there, too, because my mom's side is from Texas, and my dad's side is all up from Montana. And at least for my granddad, he's out in Arizona now. But most of them are out in still out in Montana and shit. And, like, honestly, I never really have interacted with them as much and shit, so it's just like, man, god damn it, I really want to, like, honestly, get back into, like, trying to interact with them a little more. So, if anything, I'd probably, like, if I had to choose, probably move up in Montana, honestly. I mean, geographically wise, like, when it comes to the region, I mean, it's, not terribly too bad. It's not, or at least not terribly, like, too dissimilar to, like, Texas to a certain extent. But then again, Texas is so fucking huge. I mean, it kind of depends on the biome for great things about Montana. Yeah, I spent my summers growing up there most of the time as a kid, and yeah, Montana's fucking great. I love it. I mean, it's hot, but it's not humid, so it's kind of a dry heat, so it's really not as bad. It's still brutal, but I mean, I can handle that a little better than, like, a humid heat, because, like, the humid heat up here in PNW, it fucking sucks. But, like, I mean, depending where you are in Texas, it might not be as bad, but it's still pretty humid up there, too. Yeah, the humidity is really the key of it all. And Montana doesn't have as much humidity, so, like, I mean, nowhere near as much. So it's not really as bad. It's still sucks, but it's not really, like I said, I mean, you can at least kind of manage yourself a little bit. At least for me, like, because I cannot handle the heat. Like, I mean, it's actually, the first night in a couple nights, at least for this week, where it's actually been relatively cool, and I'm not miserable. So, at least, for right now, I don't feel shit, but, I mean, honestly, like, the last couple days, I'm just like, ugh, it was just horrible. Like, I mean, especially right now in Texas, I mean, especially fuck that. I cannot handle this triple-digit shit. I mean, no way. Especially with Abbott being like, oh yeah, it's like, you're not entitled to, like, water breaks and stuff. It's like, what? It's like, oh, hell no. After 3 summers in this shit. I mean, you get adapted to it, yeah. I mean, after a certain point, you eventually adapt to it, but, I mean, like I said, I'm born and raised up here. I mean, it's like, I'd probably die before I adapt. There'd be no way. Got a badass alert. We're sending a link of a badass alert. What do we got going on here? Openly gay animals. No stopping. Damn. Just vibing with an ice cream, dude. Just vibing with an ice cream. I like it. Dude, he's going to town on that ice cream, too. He's just going like... 103 today with high humidity. Ugh. I want some ice cream jelly. I know, I don't even have ice cream. I kind of want some too. Damn it. Oh my god, that fucking dog. Let's get his attention. Finish Yu-Gi-Oh! 5DS. And I know I'm gonna kill the next 11 days. Trying to figure this out. Trying to think of a game that could possibly be of smoke crack. Smoking crack! Oh my god. Oh my lord. Now, you know what? Let me think of like a kind of an oldie, honestly. I'm trying to think. Because I really can't think of like a game. I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be a game. Maybe I could just recommend you a bunch of movies. Pawpaw? No, that'll only make days feel longer. Damn. Come on. Gotta get over here. You gotta stretch your big old booty over here, bro. Cause guess what? You're going on my lap. Come on. Well, you're fucking knocking shit over again like a muffin. Hey, oh my god! What the fuck? Hey! Hey! Oh! Hey! Oh! You fucking trying to take the meat out of the bag itself! The fuck is up with you? What is wrong with you? What the fuck? Those are there as treats, not for you to just like go raid in like a fucking Viking, you savage. Oh, you're so soft. Oh my goodness, you're just so soft. You're just a big, gigantic fucking softball. Yeah. Yeah. Little rascal, I know, dude. This dog is ridiculous. He's a ridiculous little muffin ball of absurdity. Ugh. Look at you. And you smell so good because you got all the soaps and all the sweetness. You smell so good now. Oh my god, what the fuck are you doing? I thought it would take me this long to read through Doom books, and I ended up with like 4 months to spare. Oh, you know what? I just thought of something. Hold on. What the fuck is it called? Shit. The People's History of America by Howard Zinn. Do you have that? Because if not, order it and read that. I need to took off for 11 days. I want the dog sit. Well, I can't exactly, have him travel. I already listened to it, remember? Oh, you listened to it? Oh, yeah, that's right. Fuck. Audio Anarchy channel. I read it. Just ship him over here. Well, maybe I don't want him to ship him over. Read Animal Farm in 1982 too. Damn. I was thinking of a series. You want to like check? Oh. Let's just give you like a list of movies to check out. Check out the movie Pride, because it's like a queer / worker pro union movie. That's really good. I don't know if you've seen it, but Harlan County, USA. It's a documentary, but it's a pretty good one. What else? There's a fucking... Oh, like, I mean, honestly, like, if I start recommending movies, I mean, I'll start recommending ones I, probably like, but I don't know what what your tastes are specifically, so... I mean, because there's a few movies that... Oh, I mean, there is Mad God. That's, new that came out not so long ago. That's been, like, 20 plus years in making or some shit. I've seen some clips of that. I still haven't seen it yet. Oh my god, the big ball. Trying to think. Is it like a show? I will need horror to watch soon. Need some horror movies to watch. What the fuck are you doing? She goofy little butt. Well, I know Mad God would actually be a pretty decent, like, kind of freaky horror movie, honestly. Now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know if you've heard of it, but that shit, like, I've seen some clips of it, and that shit is fucking, like, whoa. There's not really, like, a cohesive plot to it, but, I mean, it's fucking something, dude. I know that much. You're just so soft, oh my goodness. I mean, speaking of, like, weird fucked up movies, Eraserhead is a really good one, too. You just big boy. Oh my god, the big butt. Hey, careful with that foot. Careful with the positioning of that foot there, bro. He's doing the... Oh my god, hey! Oi! What the fuck? Ah! Stop it! What are you doing? Ah! Ah! Oh! Ooh! Ah! Fuck! Oh! Ah! Oh! He's still assaulting me. He still fucking got me. What the fuck? Ah! You bitch! I'm gonna throw this can at you, you asshole. I didn't miss, but I didn't make it. Does that count? It's literally like sitting on the edge of the recycling bin and the sink over there. So, you know, I'm counting that as I made it. Oh, I was gonna look at this Marianne Williamson on Hassan's thing. What the fuck? I saw this earlier, but now I cannot find it, honestly. I was trying to look for it earlier, and I was having trouble looking for it. Where the fuck did it even go? Where did it go? I literally saw this earlier. Yeah, what the fuck? Okay, hold on. Let's see. Will this help me? Okay, literally nothing that I'm doing to try to find this is helping at fucking all. Fucking boo. I literally saw this earlier. How in the fuck am I, like, having a hard time finding it now? Like, this is... Okay, whatever. That's annoying. Oh wait, no, I found it. I just finally found it. Oh my! I was about to give up, but then I just finally found it. I was like, you know what, fuck this, and I was like, oh wait, no, wait, there it is. God, it took me forever, but yeah, I knew I wasn't fucking having mind games played on me, because yeah, there she is. She's literally at his house. Dude, Marianne, a presidential candidate, is straight up in this room with all of this crazy shit with fucking Queen Elizabeth over there, Bernie just chilling behind her. Like, I mean, dude, I love the fact that a potential, like, you know, a presidential candidate is just, like, in this room. That is awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, Marianne Williamson's in the building. Here you go. She's running for president.
Is it me, or is she just really that fucking small? There is no way she's that tiny. Okay, I think Hassan's just standing up, but I was about to be like, there is no way Hassan is that gargantuanly, gigachadly big. Now, I guess it would explain why his head would be so small.
On the Democratic ticket.
Working on my next story, for this one, I want to create an eldritch abomination that actually wants to help force, really, people to be happy. If someone's sus about it, let's just say something bad happens to them. Actually, funny enough, like, there's kind of like a Joker element to that, I'm assuming. There, you know, I sense a little Joker aesthetic going on with that, just a little bit. Or at least, you know, a little motif towards that. But also, in Stellaris, there's like kind of a preset, like, empire you could play that's called the Blorb, I think, or like the Blorg. And they're pretty much that. Like, they're a very ugly, repugnant race, and everyone hates them, but all they want to do is just, you know, have friends and everyone be happy. But he doesn't have good intent. Kind of read up about the Blorg a little bit of Stellaris, and, you know, and yeah, I kind of feel like it might get a little bit of a, you know, inspiration from that a little. Because they kind of have the same idea, but, I mean, instead of, like, the bad intent idea, it's just that they're repugnant. Like, I mean, they're designed that way, so, you know, because everyone thinks they're gross and ugly, and like, oh, God. Because, you know, but, I don't know. I mean, I would, you know, like, kind of look at that a little bit. Yeah, because it kind of, you know, is a similar idea, because they're basically like the equivalent of eldritch, disturbing, ugly abominations that want to help and be happy and be friends with everybody and, you know, force people to smile and be their friends.
And we have some questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some questions, Marianne. Yeah.
The chat's already going crazy. They're very excited.
You can literally see it in the corner over there. Look at that. Look at them go. Look at them go. Zooming, dude.
So, first and foremost, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
This is probably the weirdest interview that you've ever conducted, I suspect, because, you know, how often do you go to a random person's house and then sit in front of their weird background?
Oh my God, Hassan is even mentioning it. I swear to God I didn't pre-watch this, or else I would have found this in my fucking watch history. I mean, dude, oh my God, I didn't even realize Hassan was given to mention it, because it's like, yeah, a presidential candidate is in, like, some random dude's, like, a random streamer bro's house, with just all this random-ass shit back here. What the fuck is this? He has a San Francisco Police Department. So, wait, what the fuck? Where did he get that? What the hell? What is this? What? He's got like a Halo mask, you know, some other shit, some books. He got, you know, like I said, some Bernie chilling. Writers Guild of America on strike sign. Dude, that is fucking awesome. I like that. Got like a Bernie sign back there, some other shit. I don't even know what that. It's literally like it's like his shelves in themselves are like a collage of art. Like, I mean, you know, it's like whatever he adds on the shelves or whatever he takes away, like, changes the art ever so slightly. I love it.
Talk to them, as you can see, everyone that's watching just like respond in real time. Have you ever done one of these?
We just see the little Holy Grail sitting on a shelf. I mean, honestly, like, let's see. Is there? Got a weird oh, we got a Dragon Ball Z ball. Hell yeah. Got a little Dragon Ball. I'm willing to bet it's probably hiding behind one of these big ass things. Wait, what the fuck? Does he have like some furry art?
Leave this sit around on a counter. Now this is a knife.
Yeah, I'm very well. That's an off.
I've never seen that stupid movie.
Yes, I'm aware. Just
Might not want to leave this sitting around. Just saying.
leave it alone.
I'm not a random weird person. Second of all, most of my adult life has been spent in Los Angeles, so this doesn't look that weird to me.
Okay, good.
The part about everybody on the thing, of course, is...
Marianne Williamson is a Crystal LA mom, dude. She's a Crystal LA mom, bro. It's confirmed. Not only is she a Crystal mom, she's a LA Crystal mom. Is that a gene lamp? Yeah, but I haven't decided what to use it for yet. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I haven't decided what to do with that yet. I might rub it and, you know, see what wishes I can grant, but, you know, I feel like, you know, I kind of need to wait for the right time to do that, so I haven't decided yet.
Is what it is.
Yeah. You know, that part is definitely strange. You're
It's like somewhere in the background he has like stashed away as the Ark of the Covenant.
You're doing some media right now.
Yes.
I saw you not recently, but you a while
That
back
should be
went
pretty
on
funny,
the
honestly.
Dave Rubin show to explain to him.
That was here, wasn't it?
Yeah, to explain to him important concepts such as systemic racism and how it exists. So that was pretty good. Yeah, it's not even new to him. Hello. You can sit in here if you want, right there. Yeah, we can barely hear her. Okay, I'm gonna try to see if I can boost your gain here, but you can just like yell a little bit or get a little bit closer to the microphone. This is the best we got, unfortunately. Anyway,
She looks so small. Why she look so tiny?
is probably gonna be a little bit.
Is Hassan just that? Wait, is he sitting in a chair? Dude, he is in a chair.
But did you ever make a shot?
Hey, you know what? I count that as a shot. Fuck you. Okay, I made a comment about that. Fuck off.
That's like
different
the guy that
than-
does a slam dunk and it sticks up there.
I know. You know, like you know, it should count. Okay, it does to me.
Normal interview that you get, in the normal interview that you do, but
Hassan has a shelf of infinite items. You can have the off-camera space. Oh, you're right, dude. Because you're right. It kind of keeps going. But I mean, it looks like there is a little bit of a cutoff right there, just right past Marianne's head, just ever so slightly. So I mean, I don't know if it's like a total infinite shelf, but you know, but you do have the shelf up top. Like, you know, I mean, there could be some more shit going on up there. He just hasn't filled all the shelves up there yet. He's got some of it scattered about, but
sure it'll be fine. We can talk about like different trends in culture.
so he has like the real shit like that no one needs to see up there on these last little shelves that you can't see. And, you know, because he knows that like how he has his setup frames that no one can see it. So he has all the, you know, sacred shit up there and all the, you know, random quirky shit and all the random common stuff and, you know, no one need not know about because no one cares. Is all just right there in view. See, yeah, we got some conspiracies, man. You know, we're building a conspiracy, dude, and I like it. I like the cut of this.
Considering that you have a lot of prominence on TikTok, you're all over TikTok. You're more on TikTok than I am, I would say.
All right, I know I'm going to speed this up, but I'll do a pause real quick. But I'm actually kind of surprised she's doing very well on. I'll do 1.5, see if that works. You know, any shrunken heads. I would not be surprised if he has at least one. Reason why is because I guarantee you a fan sent him some fan mail and it was a shrunken head. I guarantee you some weirdo, you know, in his fan base sent him a shrunken head, dude. It's like, yeah, I was out in Peru and I saw a shrunken head, you know, at like one of these, you know, like tour gift shops and I bought one for you. Here you go. Like, honestly, I guarantee he had at least one at the minimal just because of that. I don't think he went out of his way to get one. I think someone sent one to him. So I think he has at least one. I would not be surprised if he has at least one because somebody sent one to him. This head looks a lot like John McCain. Weird.
How do you feel about that?
I feel seen and heard by young people, and I understand it actually. My message to them has been that they're not even 20th century people, and they shouldn't live their lives at the effect of bad.
Okay, we're definitely doing this at 1.25 speed. I can kind of understand what she's saying. They almost made a spit take. I know, dude. I saw that, and I just, like, started laughing. Does it not want me to click the fucking... Oh, my God. Are we serious right now? It doesn't want me to click that settings button. Really? Are we stuck with 1.5? Oh, no. Oh, no.
Century. So I...
Wait, hold on. Maybe I could do this. Since now we have it right there. Okay. Is it still... Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm a weird person. Second of all...
Okay, now we're just stuck with regular playback speed. Yeah, yo, fuck it, whatever. We're stuck with playback speed.
So this doesn't look that weird to me.
Okay, get that if you want. Right there. Yeah, we can barely hear her. Okay, I'm gonna try to see if
okay,
the bad economic ideas left over from the 20th century. So I feel seen and heard by them, but I think that's because they feel seen and heard by me.
Okay, that's cool. Let me see. Let's do this real quick.
They don't have an institutional memory of a time ever in their lives when it felt like government was on their side. And they feel that government policy, understandably they feel this way because it's fact, does more to thwart than to support their own dreams for self-actualization and living the lives they want to live.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
And true. That is just honestly true. I mean, you know, like, because she's old enough to kind of remember some of that shit. I mean, and honestly, I mean, like, I can definitely kind of, you know, remember, like, the last little fragments of that, you know, just prior to 9/11 and all that shit, where it really totally got, you know, taken away from everybody. And, yeah, I mean, honestly, when it came to this whole, you know, thing that she's talking about with self-actualization and our system, you know, thwarting that instead of, you know, uplifting that, I mean, that's just factual at this point. Updates are like hiring a whole makeover team, and all they do is move the couch in your living room to another wall. I mean, for real, dude. Oh, now that wants to work. I was going to see if it might work just so I could get to in between, just so we can go from 1.25 instead. Like, now it wants to... Okay, whatever. Okay, YouTube is just retarded sometimes.
I mean, let's just start with, why are you running? Like, what's your goal for running on the Democratic ticket?
Well, somebody has to say certain things. This country needs to start over. We need to end an aberrational chapter of neoliberalism in this country. We need to repudiate the corporate tyranny that now owns our Congress, owns our government, and has its tentacles in every corner of our civilization. To me, that's what the Democratic Party should be saying. And if nobody's going to run for president saying it as a Democrat, I am.
Okay.
Based. I mean, honestly, like, this sauce, like, I mean, this is why I like her. I mean, I don't think she's going to win or anything. I mean, I wish she would, but, I mean, like, this is why I like her, because, I mean, she's definitely got flaws, and she's quirky for sure, and all this and that, but she recognizes, you know, like, what the fuck the issue is, and, like, what to do about it. You know what I mean? Like, she's kind of, like, trying to, like, kind of take the torch that Bernie's, you know, kind of grabbed, you know, that galvanized a lot of this whole progressive voice. And honestly, she's kind of trying to do the same. I mean, and I can most certainly admire that because, I mean, she actually fucking means it.
I mean, that quite literally happened last time around with Joe Brandon. I mean, he and I guess 7 other candidates directly ran in opposition to Medicare for All at a time when this necessity was only being voiced by one candidate, Bernie Sanders. Has your perspective on Medicare for All and its viability changed over the years?
Yeah, I had a kind of amazing grace type of moment. Because last time I thought, well, you know, Medicare or Medicaid, we can get there. And I did have a moment when I sort of got it. Yeah, we need Medicare for all.
What was that for you? What was that moment of change?
I don't actually remember it. I don't remember when it was. I don't remember if it was during the campaign or after. Forgive me, my phone is ringing.
Don't worry, I just called Joe Biden Joe Brandon. It's not supposed to be a professional interview. Just don't show it to the camera. Make sure that it's
okay.
Yeah.
My phone. So.
Yeah. No, it's all good. Don't worry about it. It's just like...
Yeah, I just realized that she looks like the main vocalist for Safe Ferris, Monique. She has kind of like, you know, that similar, like, kind of soft-spoken, kind of old, like, kind of, you know, like, hippie mom look about her. Yeah, like, She kind of does a little bit, actually, now that I'm looking at her.
Professional interview by any means. This is the most professional I've been.
You know what? Is she kind of secretly kind of into, like, you know, some, like, you know, funk or, like, you know, some, like, kind of more softer punk stuff? Because if she is, oh my god, I would be even more of a fan of her.
In a very long time, though.
Why, you're on good behavior?
I'm being on my best behavior, yes. So there was another guy who ran on a campaign of trying to improve turnout for younger voters, and unfortunately, I mean, he's sitting right there on a cutout, but unfortunately that didn't come to fruition. Do you have any other opinions on how to mobilize younger voters?
Well, I have not made an effort to mobilize young voters. I mean, I'm grateful that they're responding, but I don't have any strategy like that. I'm seeking to tell the truth as I understand it. I want the American people of any age to have the option of a complete repudiation of this aberrational neoliberal chapter of American history, and we need to start over in this country. We need a new beginning. We need an emergency level transition from a dirty economy to a clean economy. We need to move from a war economy to a peace economy.
All right, I'm just going to carve out just really quick. I mean, I pretty much agree for the most part, but that one little bit where it's like I don't really have a strategy for, you know, to galvanize young voters, I think that's a little bit of an issue. I don't think that's, you know, a fault inherently, like, you know, like politically on her own necessarily, but like, I think she really needs to kind of like focus with a lot of young voters, because they're going to be a lot of the ones that are really kind of looking to people like her a little bit. I mean, especially when it comes to, like, you know, looking for an out from this same typical binary system that we have when it comes to, like, you know, just vote D or vote R or whatever. Like, you know, when it comes to just the same typical shit. So, I mean, like, you kind of need to at least focus with that a little bit, because there's a lot of young voters and a lot of youth that, you know, are first or second time voters of shit that are going to be, you know, privy about that. And they might not necessarily, you know, be rubbed off the right way with something like that. I mean, it's like, I can overlook it, but, you know, I don't know if a lot of people in the youth will look at that, you know, it's like, alright. They'll probably be like, wait a minute. Why, you don't want to focus about us? Wait, what? I mean, I don't think that's her intention, but it just could be kind of rubbed off the wrong way, I think.
Essentially a matrix of corporate tyranny. So to me, whether you're 80 years old or 18 years old, whether it's about the next 20 years of your life or the life of your grandchildren, it's about the state of our democracy and possibly the state of, you know, our humanity. Even the habitability of the planet could be at risk here. This is not a time to slow walk. It's not a time for incrementalism. It's not a time for endorsing someone that says the opposite of what I'm just saying because you think somehow the chess game of Washington will help you get there. It's not time for any of that. And if none of them are going to say it, I am. And I think there's a point to that too. They become locked in by the system, and I think it will take, and Chuck was saying that actually, it will take someone from outside, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, besides that, like, you know, very initial first part of, you know, what she was saying there, like, that I was just initially critiquing, like, everything else there, just fucking, like, she was spitting some fire. So, I mean, I think it's just, like, you know, for me, it's just more of, like, a little bit of a, you know, strategical critique, you know, with that specific point, you know, more so than anything else. Because, like, I mean, her, you know, she's got the ball in the right court. You know, it's just that she might not be making, like, the best, greatest moves about all of them, you know, when it comes to, like, trying to, you know, make the score. But she at least, you know, has got the ball in the right court, so to speak.
What kind of mechanism for change do you think is necessary here beyond just the bully pulpit? Because as the president, potentially, you will have a lot of powers. What do you think some of the greatest hurdles will be in undermining or completely rewriting a neoliberal organization of the economy?
Well, first of all, every president, no matter who, is hoping for a House and Senate that is aligned with their thinking. So that will make a huge difference. But even if you don't, you do have the power of executive orders. You have the power of the appointments of heads of agencies. You can certainly get
the supremacy clause is another one.
Rid of the corporatists who head the agencies in too many cases, even if you can't quite bring in the problem solvers, you know, depending on what they block and don't block. And you have the bully pulpit. And also, we all know that this needs to be an outside-inside strategy. So I think the revitalization of the labor movement, organized labor right now, is one of the biggest things going on. So one of the things they would really know that they had a partner in me, whether it has to do with beefing up the National Labor Relations Board, whether it has to do with the PRO Act. To me, that inside-outside elements would be fortified by our presidency.
I mean, honestly, I mean, as it stands right now, like, when it comes to the Democratic primary, she's got my vote there. I don't think she'll necessarily make the primary, but that's why Cornel West would, you know, be my vote for the Green Party in the general. Because, like, I mean, she's, you know, like, I mean, for whatever flaws that she has, I mean, she's, you know, got the gumption here. Like she, like she actually really's got like her eye on the ball when it comes to this type of shit. I mean, like, and she's also like understanding how to be a strong arm and how to have a backbone when it comes to enacting certain policies and being a bully pulpit. Like she's literally saying that. Like, so even though she might be soft spoken, she understands about how to be a strong arm and be someone with an iron fist a little bit. She kind of gets that. Like, I mean, she might not necessarily express it or show that, so to speak, because she's such a soft-spoken figure, but she understands it, and it sounds like she's most certainly willing to use it, and it's to an extent. I mean, it's just like, I feel like the only reason why she doesn't have as much influence because RFK is meant to be the fucking spoiler effect. Instead of, Marianne to an extent, because at least Marianne has a point, to what she's, doing, but RFK is just, he doesn't, besides just purposely being a spoiler effect, so it's, like, all in all, I mean, she really does have her, eye on the ball about this type of shit, and she really is legitimately trying to take the torch that, Bernie just can't take anymore, because, I mean, if it wasn't her, I'm sure we'd probably see another attempt by Bernie, and it just, honestly, even for me, it would have been tiring to see. I mean, so it's nice to see a fresh face, like Marianne, to kind of take that torch, because we really do need, like, some sort of a national leadership on this issue, and, whether it's Cornell or Marianne, fuck, I mean, it needs to be somebody. I mean, it really needs to. And, whoever, makes the most amount of national traction on this issue, whether it's Cornell or Marianne, like, one of them needs to be, like, some sort of, like, a national voice, for the left on this. Like, one of them has to. And I think Marianne at least has more of a better chance, I think. Just considering that she's running within the Democratic Party and can at least use that as a way to kind of maybe potentially win a primary state or two and at least, show that there's something to what she's got to offer. Because there is, like, she does. It's just that the establishment recognizes that and they don't want that. Hence why Bernie got scalped, twice in a row.
Well, you're interested in beefing up the NLRB and giving more power to workers so they can unionize.
Yeah.
What do you think about the strikes that are currently going on all around us in Hollywood? I mean, you've spent.
I was on the picket line the other day.
Oh yeah, I saw. Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
That was great. What's your opinion on that as far as?
Like, she's willing to stand with the workers on picket line? Fuck yeah, dude.
Going on with the
Well, there are two elements, and one element, of course, is the same with Starbucks, it's the same with Amazon, it's the same with the grad workers at certain schools, etc. And that simply has to do with how baked into the cake it is that stockholders and CEOs and their stock dividends and their stock buybacks, this profound and really immoral transfer of wealth into the hands of a very tiny few, under the canard that they would create jobs. Of course, their business model is not job creation, their business model is job elimination and worker exploitation. So it's very fantastic, the response of the first Gilded Age was the establishment of organized labor, and the response of the second Gilded Age, which we're living in, is its repudiation. I think it's extremely important. Now, in addition to that...
I was talking about that with my dad earlier. Damn, dude, again, she's fucking spitting. Like, honestly, it's like, it's just kind of, like, unfortunate that, like, I mean, she's just, like, so, suppressed by the overall establishment because they recognize that if she had more of a voice, on the national stage and was able to be on the debate stages and stuff like that, she honestly could be a formidable threat. Like, honestly. I mean, like, this song, especially now that she's on, had an interview with Hassan. Hassan has legitimately a big influence. I mean, like him, respect him, hate him, love him, whatever you want to say about him. Like, he has a widespread influence. He has a pretty big platform. Like, so, for the fact that she's on here, and, being able to spit like she is, like, with this type of shit, she definitely helped boost it, herself, pretty significantly, I think, when it comes to this type of shit. Because, I mean, what she's saying definitely will absolutely certainly appeal to a majority of his audience, and will kind of get them more on her side. And at least get her broadly more support, and thus get her voice and her platform out there, and her positions out there, and her candidacy out there more, to different people, and to, in these different communities that people that are watching Son, and shit, like, so this helps spread, the communique and, like, her overall message. and gets at least a little bit more, ears and eyes on her. Whether they support her or not, doesn't really fucking matter. Like the fact that they're at least, able to, get some more eyes and ears on her and show that she's at least, a position and at least, some sort of like an alternative to an extent, at least is enough. And, we're still pretty early on it right now. I mean, primaries haven't totally kicked off yet at all, by any means. So, we're still in the early stages. So it's like, I mean, knowing that she's really just going out there, on like, just going on any interview, any platform, or wherever the fuck will take her voice and shit, and putting this message out there. I mean, it's definitely what she needs to do, and she's pretty much every time I happen to see her on like some sort of public space and shit is spitting fire. Like she knows what like the general conditions are about what people want and what people are suffering with, and is at least offering a legitimate alternative. And a lot of it is basically, what Bernie was advocating for. I mean, she's basically taken, the Bernie Crat style of, progressive politics here with this type of shit. Just actually having a backbone with it. Sure, like I said, she's soft-spoken, doesn't necessarily look like she does, but she really does. I mean, she's kind of, is, I don't know, like, in a way, hiding her power level with that a little bit.
When I would do interviews, and before SAG-AFTRA got in, and it was just the writers, they were talking about things like a writer used to be hired to stay for the duration of the development of the script, right? And then they started doing this thing where, we only need you for scene 1 and scene 3. So then that writer has to go work somewhere else to see if there's a scene 2 or scene 4 that he can work on, or she. And of course, this is also to the denigration of the product itself. So that's, first of all, just the dignity and the living wage issue and the decency, all of that. We understand all of that. But with the SAG-AFTRA thing, this added element of AI. I mean, it's extraordinary. You could take that they make you sign away in perpetuity your image that they could use in another movie. No, it's terrible. And I think Fran Drescher is doing a bang-up job, and I think she's making it clear. During the last campaign, Andrew Yang had written a book, The War on Normal People, and that was the first book that I read that actually I got it about the threat of AI. And I remember. I mean,
knowing Andrew Yang now. I mean, he's kind of a sad, pathetic son of a bitch. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily name drop him. I mean, even his song is looking like, what the hell? Why'd you name drop him? Even he's kind of having an eternal thought about, like, wait, what?
The things that he says in that book is, don't kid yourself. You might think you have a job where only you could do it. I mean, even like lawyers, they're talking about that now. Don't bother to go to law school because of all of that. So I think.
But Andrew Yang's solutions were, not necessarily great, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, okay, it looks like Marianne's about to acknowledge that, but I knew Hassan was thinking about that. As soon as she said Andrew Yang, that look on his face was about, when that was mentioned. He was like,
That's not what I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the whole issue of AI. And I think, and fencing it in and realizing what a threat it represents. And not only to the issue of work, this could be bigger than that. So I think with SAG-AFTRA particularly, adding the AI issue, it's important for all of it. And I think that what people are realizing, what I hope people are realizing, people need to realize is that don't think this doesn't apply to you if you don't work at Amazon. It doesn't apply to you if you're not a writer. It doesn't apply to you if you're not a barista. It applies to...
Or a retail deli worker like me.
All of us whose lives have become, which is the vast majority of us, whose lives are at the effect of this vulture capitalism and what it has become in this country.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of Andrew Yang, and
I mean, again, spitting. I mean, it's like, at least I'll add, it's like, for me, like, I don't necessarily see AI in itself as a problem. It's the vulture capitalism, like Marianne's saying. And, and I think, AI itself can actually be a benefit and, and actually, like, uplift a lot of aspects about humanity and shit, including working conditions and shit like that, but it can't be under the current hyper-capitalist system that we're under right now, because if so, then we're already seeing the problems of that now. I mean, we're seeing, a lot of the issues, especially with SAG-AFTRA, of WGA, and a lot of these other, workplaces, like, I mean, even with, like, fast food places to a certain extent, they're kind of, like, implementing automation, like, and then like AI elements and shit like that, within the workplace and shit, and basically only having like, a skeleton crew for all intents and purposes, working at these places, that might be handling, some certain behind the scenes type of shit, like some prep work or something, so it's just like, I mean, it's already, making an impact as it is. I mean, outside of, these other industries that are on the chopping block, hence why they're doing these strikes and shit. And there's going to be more that are going to be, on that type of chopping block, unless, we kind of nip the vulture capitalistic exploitative elements of AI development on the bud. Because it can be something that can uplift us and honestly legitimately benefit humanity. I do believe that. I think AI is really fucking cool. A lot of the elements about AI art I think is pretty fucking cool. There's a lot of things about it that I think is legitimately really cool. And, I want to see expanded on. I mean, I do. But, like, I mean, under its current system, there's some really serious, dangerous, scary shit that can, come from that. And I want to prevent that as well. Like, I mean, there's, just because there's a lot of cool shit about AI doesn't necessarily mean it's, inherently all good. But it also doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be like some Skynet Terminator shit either. So it's like, I mean, it's not like, the AI, like, today is going to be all, just info gathering things or whatever the fuck, or some shit. And then tomorrow they're all fucking like Terminators. Like, that ain't going to happen. I mean, unless, we allow the continued exploitative, oppressive elements of, capitalism that, affects us all of us, and that includes, when it comes to certain tech development, especially when it comes to things like AI.
Candidates or outsiders. You yourself are an outsider. Outside of the DC mouthpiece, corporate lobby
System
influence.
as it is, status quo that has taken us to where we are.
There's another person who claims to be. There's another person who claims to have outsider status, but of course is from like a political lineage family. I'm of course talking about RFK Jr.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on his campaign so far?
There's one place where he and I agree, and it's the only place where I found that we agree. We certainly agree on the issue of agency capture and the marriage of, government and corporate power, and how basically that is a fascistic element. He and I certainly agree on that. On the other hand, I don't understand.
I don't necessarily I will say this. I don't necessarily think if you two would agree with the same conclusions about how to deal with that. I'm just going to put that right the fuck out there.
That is married to his belief that, as he says, he's a free market capitalism guy. I read the other day.
Oh, okay, she kind of acknowledges it. All right.
That his prescription for how we're going to handle climate change is with the discipline of the free market. So, yeah, Bobby and I have a very different view.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, all right. So she kind of acknowledges that. I mean, yeah, all right. See, like, I really like the cut of her jib. I mean, she might be kind of a little bit of a weird shocker mom, a little quirky here and there and stuff like that. And honestly, I'm sure there's probably going to be some stuff that, like, I would certainly disagree with her on. But, I mean, when it comes to the broader big issues, I mean, she pretty much has it nailed down, pretty much, like, for the most part. Like, she really does have, like, her eyes and ears on the ball when it comes to a lot of this shit. Like, she's in tune when it comes to a lot of, like, the political, like landscape right now.
Peterson's broadcast and agreed with him on that and said that, and Jordan Peterson is actually in the pocket of oil lobbyists and has channeled their misinformation in terms of climate change.
Yep.
And for Robert Kennedy to go there and agree with him is pretty egregious, especially when considering that he has a pretty long career of defending environmental rights, a lot longer than, I've been alive even. So very, very strange choice of words there. I don't know where he got that from. But
because at the end of the day, he's just a liberal capitalist. He just might happen to be a little bit more open to the idea of, like, environmental protections and shit like that, but that doesn't make him, like, some sort of, like, environmental activist, like, gung-ho about trying to protect the environment every way till Sunday and shit like that. Like, he recognizes that it is a problem, stuff like that, to a degree, but he's just one of those types that doesn't think it's that bad. It's like, oh, yeah, it's a thing, it's a problem, and, we just need to let the free market figure it out, because it ain't that big of a deal. Come on, guys. He's one of those fucks. So, like, it's not really something where he's actually, truly, like, pro, like, environmental activism when it comes to, like, trying to, legislative or law or whatever the fuck, trying to, like, make it better when it comes to, like, our climate and the environment and shit. Like, you don't care. I mean, realistically, at the end of the day, it's just all about the money for him.
People are correctly pointing out that he's done a lot of weird things. I mean, he gained a lot more prominence in recent years through anti-vaxxer conspiracies, through those circles, QAnon and whatnot. Some of the writing that has been conducted on your campaign so far have also had a little bit of not necessarily claiming that you're an anti-vaxxer, but definitely there is some questions about that. What are your stances on vaccination?
Well, the thing I do agree on is that I don't think pharmaceutical companies, listen, I don't think that insurance companies should be dominating our, whether or not we have health insurance. I don't think pharmaceutical companies should have the dominance they have. I don't think gun manufacturers or big oil or big chemical companies or big food companies or defense contractors should be dominating our policies. I think too often, obviously, the profits of pharmaceutical companies are placed before the actual health and well-being of the American people. In no other advanced democracy do they lack universal health care. So you take the top 5 pharmaceutical companies last year alone, and their profit was $80 billion. Meanwhile, we have people rationing their insulin in this country. We have people who are putting GoFundMe pages on the internet to pay for life-saving operations for themselves and their loved ones. So, no, I'm not a big fan. I mean, obviously, there's profit, and then there's profiteering. And I believe that there's a lot of profiteering going on the part of Big Pharma, and I think there's a healthy skepticism that all of us should have.
But in terms of vaccine science,
yeah, she kind of avoided the vaccine part. And I know Hassan obviously is about to, make sure, he really hyper focuses on that point, which, yeah. I mean, this is at least, one of the parts where, I definitely am kind of skeptical about Marianne. Because I've heard that she has got some interesting takes, and I don't know, I guess we're about to hear them.
Feels like, to me at least, and I'm the layman, I'm not very intelligent, it seems like the people that are supposed to be ensuring that every single person is inoculated have the science behind it seems sound to someone like myself.
And there's risk associated with every vaccine, and we know that.
Yeah, so overall, I feel as though it is an objective good. I mean, even Donald Trump with his Operation Warp Speed, this is one of the few instances where I feel like this was the...
Well, she doesn't seem to be challenging at this, so, I mean, okay, so it doesn't sound like she has any issues about vaccines, and it's so far from what it sounds like. She's like, yeah, good, yes, absolutely, yeah, that's a good thing, yeah. So, I don't know, I mean, we'll keep hearing.
Operating in a way that it was supposed to. And there was definitely negative consequences associated with that, but that wasn't necessarily vaccine injuries, but more so not allowing this vaccine IP to reach poorer countries, shutting that off. Bill Gates got a lot of criticism, and people said, oh, he's trying to chip people, all the way, ranging from conspiracies all the way to like 5G waves, killing people or whatever. But the real thing that people should have been upset about in terms of Bill Gates's personal position on the vaccine was him stopping Oxford from releasing the patents and forcing the AstraZeneca vaccine to maintain its IP control, maintain its patent control, and the numerous amounts of misinformation that he spread in terms of how India was not capable of, creating an adequate vaccine, and therefore it would be devastating and would create more.
I mean, that just sounds like kind of like implicitly a little racist. Honestly, it's just like, oh, India, yeah, those people, yeah, they're not capable of developing shit like that. Yeah. It's like, what the fuck? I mean, I never heard that specifically. I mean, maybe it's just something that, is past my memory, honestly, because, it's been years now. But, like, I mean, fuck. Like, I mean, that honestly is just kind of like, not just conspiratorial, but a little implicitly racist, honestly. Like, what the fuck?
Skepticism when India has and is continuing to supply pretty much 75% of the global south with their vaccinations.
I agree with that.
Do you feel like the profit incentive is what causes vaccine skepticism and other medical misinformation to thrive?
I think that there are two things we have to look at here. First of all, we have to have...
I mean, I'll at least say this right now. Yes. Like, honestly, I feel like the fact that our healthcare system in America is privatized and mostly pretty much predominantly based on for-profit incentive, I do think this does lead to a lot of vaccine skepticism. I mean, like, and just like, medical skepticism broadly, and like medical science skepticism. Like, I do think that is honestly predominantly one of the main reasons why, at least in my opinion, because like, when you have a profit incentive, I mean, yeah, honestly, to be fair, you do have a reason to be skeptical when there is a profit incentive involved of something. I mean, it is a fair skepticism, but like, not everything that does have that interwoven with it, is necessarily a bad thing. Like, vaccines are one of those things where it's still a good thing, even though it has like the, profit incentive, behind it, which is bullshit and shouldn't be there, fundamentally. Like, it should be a public good. But it's not, but that's just how America runs because we suck. And so, I mean, it's like, a lot of it, is understandable to an extent in my mind. And I even know lefties that, are legitimately skeptical about, like, things like this and shit. Just because of Big Pharma and the profit incentives specifically. Which I totally get. Like, but it's, certain things about Big Pharma aren't, absolutely horrible. Like, because vaccines is one of those things. Like, it's one of those things where it's good that's something that is produced and put out, but the bad thing about it is the element that it's made out of for-profit reasons and not a public good, like it should be. Like, that's the problem. It's like, and the reason why, like, I can understand maybe, like, skepticism about, like, the vaccines in themselves, just because, like, maybe, like, really, to some degree, at least, a level of ignorance to an extent. Because, like, there's a lot of trial and error, a lot of, development that goes into these types of things. And especially when it's a pandemic, there's obviously a heightened, like, hastening, to try to, like, have a vaccine put out. When something like that is going on. And, and when you add those variables to it on top of a for-profit incentive, it's like, oh, if you rush something, that means that you might make a mistake, and thus, like, you're kind of like cutting, making loopholes and like cutting, through the little holes and shit like that and stuff. And it's like, it's one of those things where I can get, but, like, there's, like I said, like, certain things specifically when it comes to, like, specialized things like vaccines and shit like that, those are the things that, you can't really afford to fuck up, because, like, that affects everybody. Like, even rich fucks. Like, there was even rich motherfuckers that were still getting COVID and stuff like that, vaccinated or not. So it's just like, it's, like, whether they have it or not, like, it was one of those things where, depending also on the variant, could, easily spread. And that's why there was such an incentive to try to push it, for, vaccines out there, because even rich motherfuckers, could get sick and die. In fact, a lot of rich, like, insider, like, a part of the system type of, people and shit died, because of that stuff. There's a whole, like, Herman Cain Award, for example, because that guy infamously died of COVID. So, it's, it was something that affected everybody, regardless of your class, like, whether you're a rich fuck or not. So, it was just one of those things. That's why, like, when it comes to certain things like vaccines and shit, there's this sense, even for the rich elites and stuff that would be, like, oppressing everybody else, there's an incentive for them to want those to work. Because not only is that going out for them, but going out for everybody else. But that's why the whole for-profit center needs to, be abolished on that shit, because those type of people get enriched on the fact that, some people have to fucking pay out for it. That's the problem. It's not the vaccine itself.
First of all, there's a certain kind of healthy skepticism, certainly. But at the same time, we have to have a general trust in our agencies, the institutional forces which are pillars within our society. We have gotten to the point now where the skepticism has become cynicism, and it is too much. The system is too saturated, because we have to have enough trust in these agencies. Now, whether it's the CIA or the CDC, it's sort of the same thing. It's like, do we trust you people? So we have to look at the fact, with the CDC
Sure.
as well as others, to what extent did their behavior play a part in some of the distrust, not the unhealthy conspiratorial stuff, but some of the healthy questioning, like what was going on here. And I do believe that during COVID, there were people who, most of whom probably with the best of intentions, did not trust the American people to have a more honest conversation. And I think that transparency is always a good idea, because let people be smart enough to figure some things out for themselves. So I think there was some ways in which some skepticism was almost stimulated by a lack of transparency. Yeah.
I think epidemiologists run a tightrope whenever they talk about any kind of prevention with respect to further spreading a virus. And yeah, there were certainly issues with the original communication and how it spread.
And it was a moment of panic.
There was definitely a lot of people that thought that, I mean, it was mostly fomite spread. I myself included, alongside many others, thought that you were supposed to like wipe off your groceries and whatnot. But ultimately, I think that that again stems from.
I will admit, luckily I never saw any of that shit. I just saw toilet paper get sold out and was like empty for weeks on end. We had to ration toilet paper for so long, dude. When that happened, oh my god.
Being as protective as possible over a novel coronavirus that is, you know, was ripping especially the elder population to shreds. So I think I give them a lot.
Especially in places like Florida, by the way.
Or
because DeSantis was a fucking shitbag and didn't think it was a problem.
As I said, the vast majority of them over there, I absolutely believe that's true. Absolutely, I agree with that.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily agree that it's more transparency that would stop, you know, naysayers and people that have generated and have a genuine financial interest in spreading COVID misinformation, and then even farm their own alternative products. I don't think that would have stopped.
That can be true. Both can be true.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, because honestly, there is a lot of motherfuckers that have a vested interest in spreading, you know, false information about this type of shit. I mean, I guess it's kind of like the whole meme of like 9 out of 10 doctors, you know, approve of this product because like that one doctor is kind of a quack. Because like there's a broader general consensus, but then you always have like that one that's like, no. So, I mean, yeah, it's like it's one of those things a little bit. In a way. I mean, because like, you know, when you have, you know, like, you know, a general consensus when it comes to like, you know, vaccines and stuff like that, but have like a few quacks that, you know, are able to be heavily invested and funded, you know, to spread, you know, their specific type of information that's disinformation, you know, that, and then, you know, makes it a lot more, you know, palatable and easier for, you know, like, you know, random Facebook moms or some shit, you know, or like, you know, Twitter blue weirdos, you know, to fucking, you know, bolster and push that type of shit.
So, what else to talk about? So that's
nothing's going on or anything.
No, there's a well, actually, there is a lot going on in the world, but I do feel as though this has been a relatively less interesting cycle for the election. I think people were way more tuned in, and I say this only as like a media person, I guess, as much as I am not really a media person. But I analyze the way that at least my generation is looking at like elections now, and they do find Joe Biden to be old. They find him not to be a very inspirational figure. A lot of people are complaining about his age
because he's dementia-addled,
and whether he's capable of running again. And
he's not.
The Democratic Party has completely shut off the.
He literally said he was going to be a one-term president, and now he's like running again, and like no one remembered that. I mean, it's just like, what the fuck? Like, this motherfucker literally said he was going to be a one-term president, and then he's like, nope. No, I'm running for re-election, Jack. It's like, you fuck. I mean, it's like, you literally said you're going to be a one-term president. Like, go fuck yourself, you motherfucker. Like, I mean, especially out of, like, everything else that you've done, which is basically nothing, so.
Left-wing opposition to that, or any kind of person from
like, I pretty much have, like, guaranteed I'm not voting for Joe Biden in 2024. Like, I mean, I'm pretty much certain of that.
Even though I'm a firm believer that even if someone is not necessarily has a shot at winning, I think that healthy debate is good and has the capacity to maybe even shift the incumbent on certain positions. You know, Bernie Sanders did that with Obama's second term. I think that was good. Do you feel as though the modern Democratic Party is losing the younger population of voters that feel like Joe Biden is not fulfilling his campaign promises?
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that even what you just said was repeating their
yeah.
narrative. Even someone who doesn't have a shot at winning. The person who gives a robust progressive agenda right now, offers a robust progressive agenda, is the person who is articulating what the majority of Americans want. The majority of Americans, both Democrats and Republicans, want universal health care. The majority of Americans, both Democrat and Republican, want tuition-free college and tech school, paid family leave, a guaranteed living wage, etc. So they are so institutionally resistant to a robust conversation and allowing a person who is a real progressive to have that. So, you know, every time we repeat that, that's just chopping their wood and carrying their water. So, of course, it's boring because they're saying, well, this can be just in a little corner over here. Of course, she's not serious. You know, whereas really someone articulating progressive views right now is the only serious candidate. Serious about climate change, serious about the war machine, serious about healthcare, serious about what is going on. That's what's serious. So, yeah, it's boring because the real truth is being suppressed. But when I say the real conversation of what's actually happening in people's lives is being suppressed. But you know what it is? It's a fake boring. It's like when Martin Luther King talked about positive peace and negative peace. He said negative peace is where there's no outright conflict, but there's underlying tension and anxiety. You say it's boring, but that's just because underneath, what's rumbling underneath is people acquiescing, giving up, feeling numb, and this kind of emotional decline. And that's also one of the reasons why I feel young people are ready for something more and aren't buying into, well, she's a long shot or she's just maybe she could move the conversation. This is their lives. And I think that those of us who are progressive need to say that. I don't care. Maybe you don't like me for whatever reason. Whatever. For, these narratives that are spun or kooky, wacky, whatever, which is... I don't think there's anything kooky or wacky about 68,000 people dying every year from lack of health care, 18 million Americans unable to fulfill their prescriptions, 85 million under or uninsured.
I mean, honestly, if anything, her quirky wackiness is what I like about her.
And no, I have no crystals in my books or in my home or in my lectures. So...
Hey, I mean, you just give off the appearance of being a crystal mom. You're not literally one.
People can't see through that.
I love crystals. I have.
Good.
I don't know where they're at. I wanted to ask you your opinion, but you're not.
Kooky if you have them in your.
Well, it's sexism. That's why I do have the OP buff of being a dude, so they don't really. I don't get hit with that.
It, sir, dude.
Yeah, that's just But crystals are great. Okay, so I didn't realize. I mean, I thought that you were a crystal mommy is what people are calling you. in a not bad way, in a good way.
Well,
it wasn't necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, well, but it has been used to minimize. Let's not kid ourselves.
Okay. All right. Well, I didn't realize that you were you had no.
Damn. She's a little sensitive about the crystal mom thing. Okay. Oof.
Crystals whatsoever.
Well, I think they're pretty. I mean,
okay.
I certainly think they're pretty.
Okay. Right. Well, I mean, look, I'm honest. I had to say it, Chad. I know Chad is like, why did you say that to her? Well, I mean, like, I've succumbed to the media narrative.
I'm a big girl. I can handle it.
I've succumbed to the media narrative myself. Okay, so, I mean, there's more I want to talk about. So there's obviously a lot of issues, and you're very good at communicating some of these problems, but I think, and I'm not going to carry water.
I mean, well, at least won't watch this entire fucking thing, but oh my god. I mean, honestly, I will admit, I do kind of like, what she has to say so far. I do want to at least, kind of maybe skip ahead a little bit and maybe see what else she kind of says near the end. We'll go right here. We'll go right around here now.
Tell your friends the truth. What Donald Trump did was he went with the far right on the issue of Israel. What what President Biden is doing, what corporatist Democrats are doing is hands off, all of that, fear of AIPAC, all of those things that we understand. And I would be very hands-on, and I would be taking a stand for equally robust support on the part of the United States for both the security and the human rights of both peoples.
Okay. You say both people, so that's why I'm trying to still understand, the Palestinian population is, as you said, under conditions that could, by legal standard, be considered apartheid conditions. Are you willing to withhold what we consider aid, but is a defense contract?
As I just said to you, there is a memorandum of understanding. It would take an act of Congress to withhold the money until 2028. What I would do, what the president can do, is insist that that money not be used in anything having to do with settlements, anything having to do with the occupation, anything that in any way transgresses human rights as we in the United States describe them.
What is to do with...
Can you just use executive order?
Well, I mean, what do we also do with the obvious? You already said it's illegal. The occupation is illegal, especially in West Bank. What is to be done with the already existing settler areas in the region?
We've got a problem. You've got a lot.
From the American perspective, too, because we are an incredibly important ally to Israel, obviously, and we do have negotiation power in the process.
What the U.S. president can and should do is make it clear that we believe, it's not even our belief, it is fact, those settlements are transgress against international law.
Yeah,
it's interesting because when Obama was at Tel Aviv University, he did give a speech in which it was clear that he understood what was really going on there. What the problem was actually effectuating some of the views that he himself articulated. I know people. I know them in Israel and Palestine, and I know people here who do represent a next generation consciousness about that area. And I would gather them, and I would seek to harness that kind of consciousness here in the United States for an entirely new conversation. And I would make it clear the leadership of Israel would know, and I think the leadership among the Palestinians would know as well, that the United States stands for something which is far more enlightened and fair and just than what is occurring now.
What do you think about our treatment of Cubans and Cuban population, Cuba as a country?
I definitely think that's, at least a fair answer. I mean, considering how touchy that subject is, I mean, that's probably the best answer she could probably give.
Embargo.
It's so interesting. Batista lost. There was a revolution. Castro won. Get over it. That was a long time ago. And I think that, you've got, I lived through decades.
I mean, true. Yeah, especially with the get over it part. Can we just get over it?
Where the hold of Cubans who were so resentful because Batista, they had power in Batista, it was like, enough already. Now they have younger generations, their grandchildren and great-grandchildren. This embargo of Cuba is cruel. I think that a lot of Americans underestimate the violence of sanctions. The absolute violence and who they actually hurt. So once again, this is an interesting area, isn't it? Obama began to open it up, then Trump closed it down, and this is one of the areas where we thought that
Biden
would reverse.
Yeah.
So no, open it up, let people travel, let people have economic relationships, live their lives and be happy. And if that's where Cuba is, that's where Cuba is. Cuba gets to determine what's going on in Cuba.
Okay. Speaking of
as far as I'm concerned, because honestly, one of the few good things about Obama, we'll probably go there, at least checking that out. But at least, one of the few good things about Obama was at least, opening relations with Cuba. And actually, kind of starting to work the process out of, having more open relationships with them. But Trump reversed on pretty much all of that shit. And then fucking Biden has not done a fucking lick about changing, that type of position. Continuing Obama's position on that one. So, it would be really nice, to actually have a president that would, be more willing to be more diplomatic and open, with our neighbors, in the Gulf. Because at this point, who cares? That history was long ago when we were, angsty with them. Can we get over it? Oh my god, that fucking dog.
No. Oh, no, you don't.
Is he trying to stretch the door out and...
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Apparently gained a little bit of it. I should be able to squeeze through there, then he stretched it.
Oh, he did a little stretch and... Oh my god. Dude, he really does... Oh my god, he really does try to fuck with you, honestly.
Yeah, I'm sure he has a... a vengeance against me. Right.
He's like a little anarchist, honestly. He's just kind of like that. I keep seeing an Amazon Prime ad.
He's such a friendly, give you a hard time type of...
Right, yeah.
Thing.
He does the same thing to me, so it's okay. He just says it more to other people.
Yeah, it must be his personality.
He's an anarchist. I taught him well. I keep seeing an Amazon Prime ad pop up for a movie called The Summer. It turned... pretty, a teen romance drama, pretty standard, right? Oh, and by the way, main characters are cousins. Oh, no! Oh, my God! Oh, my... Dude, what the fuck? Wow, Amazon. Wow. Cringe. Oof. If it was some high school, sweethearts or something like that, that would have been one thing. But nope, it had to be cousins. Jesus Christ. Oh my fucking god. Wow. Wow, dude. Ugh. Why? Why? It's not even a distant, removed cousin either. It's it's a relative, isn't it? It's direct, biological relative. Oh my god. Oh my god, what the fuck is wrong with humanity? There really must be, some weird vested interest in, Americans or humanity or something where, they're in this shit. I don't know why. It's I don't get it. My brain ain't wired like that. I just really don't fucking understand it, dude. It's one of those things, man. White people, what are we doing? Why we do what we do? I did some research into this place called Cousins Beach in Massachusetts. Why say I have that name? I don't know, and I'm not sure if I want to. Yeah, I don't know if I want to either. I'm just going to hope that it's innocent. Like, I'm just gonna hope it's something innocent. But one of the characters says she thought they lost the magic of Cousins, so that she met the beach. Oh, she did? Oh, so it's like... Okay, so it's like something about, like, you know... the beach, like Cousins Beach. Okay, so... Okay, so there's at least, you know, an out. Alright, okay, but it still kind of implies some weirdness, so okay, it's just one of those things where it's... a little sus. A little sussy. A little sussy baka. Whoa, okay, well, that's just fucking weird. I'm sure Venom would be like, ooh, let me check that out. Speaking of, he's usually up around this time, because you know that fucker's nocturnal. You know what? I'm gonna just randomly, like, message him on Discord, be like, ho. I'm just literally just gonna say ho. Ho. They're not getting hauled away, but they're on watch. Oh my lord.
Are you heading back here somewhere there, schnozzers? Yeah, there you are. Oh, you're scratching up.
That didn't infect him at all? Oh, it is now. I can hear him. Hey, Bub Pup. You want this?
Picture you run away.
Yeah, because I'm giving him treats. It's over here.
Oh, no wonder.
Pup Pup.
Promise of food.
Pup Pup. Hello, little Pup Pup. It's a little Papa. Can you give me both Papas? Papas? That's not both paws. You're not going to give me both paws. You're just going to give me the one paw. Get the... You little goof. You patient little boy. Oh my god! He saw me looking like I was gonna go after her. He's like, oh hell no! I ain't having that. Oh my goodness. You goof. Yeah. No. Oh my god, you panicked. He's like, no. Okay, I'm not gonna do that again. I'm not gonna do that again. I'm too mean. Little goofball. There you go. That's it. I don't got any more in here. You goofball. Oh my god. God damn. Why do you knock everything over? I'm the one crossfaded and you're the one knocking shit up. What the fuck are you going after now? You buffoon. You fucking buffoon. What are you doing? This goofball. Yep. You're a goof. Yeah, have your tail. What are you gonna do about it? I think he only really does a lot of his fuckery because I fuck with him. I think he recognizes that, you know, there's a vibe of fuckery that, you know, goes on around here. And he just partakes in it. But like I said, I taught him well. I had to teach him. I had to teach him the ways. What the hell are you doing over there now? There ain't nothing over there for you. Goof. Ew. Been a little hungry. little nippy. So, gonna make myself a little pizza. Get some Italian seasoning on there. Get some garlic powders. Get some minced onions and minced garlics. A little olive on top of that bitch. Just doctor it up real nice and good, and just savage the fuck out of it. So, feeling that vibe. So, gonna call it good at least for the rest of the little evening. So, peace out. Now, of course, I should be back around for the next one. So, adieu, buckaroos.